All right, hello everyone,
What's up?
and welcome to Thursday Night Legacy here at MTG Card Market in Chicago. I'm Phil Silverman here with
I'm Harrison.
Yeah.
Staying.
Harrison. This is the first time you're doing commentary in a while, right?
Yeah, last time I was here, I was with Chuck and BK.
Mm-hmm.
It was a trio cast. We were talking about new standard before the set came out.
That was a while ago then.
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
Well, welcome back. Now, and welcome back everyone for tuning in for us. We've had some trouble in the last few weeks dealing with all sorts of internet issues and attendance issues, but we have people here tonight. We're gonna show some legacy. We are not dead. Correct, Herman Lackey. So welcome everyone to the chat. So the reason I have Thalia up here was because I was I'm gonna put my usual commentator co-host Gregory Schaefer on camera first. And he let us down.
He did.
He's not playing this.
We were so excited for Thalia to come out today, and
I mean, I love talking about death attacks. Not nowhere near as much as Greg likes talking about it, but yeah, I was expecting to watch him play it, but no. It turns out he's playing the old Rug Delver,
the Rug Delver.
the old standby. Every time
Scumbag Schaefer.
I feel like that deck, it waxes and wanes in popularity a lot of time. Like it'll just disappear. Like it disappeared for a while when Cruise was legal, and then like it just took a while for people to realize that you could just still play this deck where
Right.
you just don't let your opponent play Magic.
Right.
And it's good times.
It's a good deck.
It's powerful, and like I think people, especially after I think Jacob Wilson did really well at the Invitational with it. Something like
Sure.
I think 8-0.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, pretty easy. But yeah,
No, he's a pretty good Magic player, though.
true. He's also very good with that deck. I think he's
Sure.
lost in like the finals of a GP with it or something.
Oh, really? I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
Yeah, he's very good. In any case, bringing you guys some legacy tonight. Wanted to welcome you guys coming in here, giving us some support.
We have 4 rounds today.
Yeah, we should have 4 rounds of legacy. I believe we have, like 12 or so players.
12-ish. They look like 12.
Yeah. I'm not sure what everyone's playing today. The only decks I'm sure of besides Rug Delver is Omni Show. I know David Gleischer is playing Omni Show.
Sure.
That deck putting up a pretty impressive showing at the Grand Prix in Kyoto.
Kyoto.
I think it put like 3 or 4 players in the top 8, something ridiculous like
It's
that.
pretty good.
Yeah, including Hall of Famer to be, in my opinion, Shota Yasuoka.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
he's pretty good at this game.
This is above average, I would say. But his version was really sweet. He had 2 lightning bolts in the sideboard.
Really?
Yeah,
What are those for?
Delver, I guess.
Right.
It's a sweet one. But he, I know someone was telling me a story about how he beat someone by, he hit them with Emrakul,
Oh,
and then he cunning wished for Bolt to kill them. And I'm like, that's beautiful.
That's good.
All right, looks like our competitors are sitting down. Looks like it's Matt Seckel playing against Greg.
Greg Schaefer on the right.
Yeah. Do you mind shutting the door for me? All right, look, we're gonna go down here and we're gonna start watching some Magic. I think we get rid of the card since turns out we have no Thalias here. But I'm assuming Matt Seckel is playing lands. No surprises there. Typically a pretty tough matchup, I think, for Delver if lands can get their thing going. Exploration just snowballs out of the game. The game snowballs with exploration in play. But if Rick can tempo him out a little bit, then I think he'll be able to get ahead. His wastelands are taxed. You'd be surprising, I know, that the lands deck has a lot of good targets for wasteland, but there are a lot of ones you got to deal with.
Yeah.
Let's see what we got here. Oh, I see some questions about why Rug Delver used to be called Canadian Threshold. Originally before Delver of Secrets was printed,
Sure.
the deck played Nimble Mongoose. I think it played.
Another threshold card.
Yeah, I don't even know if it played other Threshold cards, but it was just a rug deck that attempted to beat down with dorky creatures.
Sure.
And the whole idea was that you wanted to get Threshold and make your gooses good, but once they printed Delver, it became much easier to describe the deck like that.
Sure.
And Delver is the defining card of the deck at this point.
What does Canada have to do with that?
It was a Canadian deck, like a Canadian player came up with it.
Oh, okay.
Yes, Werebear. Yeah, Werebear was the other one. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
2 mana 4/4. Card's great.
Wait, was this before Tarmogoyf? Was it bigger than Tarmogoyf?
It was there before Goyf was printed, and I think then Goyf took its place. Thank you, Nasty Nick, for promoting our stream. Yeah, we definitely we definitely got to keep together all the legacy streams here. Yeah,
A rare breed.
oh yeah, for sure. There really aren't too many. South Florida is the other big one. They're great. I'll start the timer here. We might as well. And let's see what we got going. Looks like Greg's got an opener with a Wasteland, a couple Wasteland, three. Does he have
I
enough?
don't think he can keep this. He doesn't have a colored source.
Oh man, a 3 Wasteland's kind of tempting against the lands deck, but if he can't cast any of his spells, like 3 Wastelands and one Volk would be ideal, I think. Oh yeah, you're from South Florida. That's right, Nasty Nick.
All right.
And Greg gonna ship it back. I mean, I actually think it's a closer hand than it looks like. Like,
Really?
certainly he can't cast his spells, but I mean, the downside is, of course, if Matt has a Mox Diamond,
Right. Or what if he just fetches a basic?
Yeah, fetching a basic is basically the worst case scenario.
What if he goes fetch basic,
yeah.
cast exploration?
You certainly can't beat
All
that.
right,
Yeah. And you're definitely cold. If Mox Diamond as well, like sort of acting in the same way, will let him cast Loam. And if he casts one Loam, those Wastelands don't do anything anymore.
Exactly.
Wasteland's much more of a tempo card in this matchup, just trying to keep them off their off of like Maze of Ith
Right.
and
Do they play Tabernacle? Yeah,
yes,
okay.
they play the Tabernacle
The
and
Tabernacle.
Pendrell Vale. It looks like Matt's got a hand with Crop Rotation, Life from a Loam, Gamble, Windswept Heath, Grove of the Burn Willows, Dark Depths, and Arishdom Port.
Nice. Okay, so
Ah.
Greg keeps his 6.
Assuming he has spells he can cast this time around. Matt just going to lead with Windswept Heath and a pass. No turn 1 plays here. He could Crop Rotation early, but I don't see the point of getting that out there.
Right.
Let's see what we got here.
Greg
just-
also plays a fetch and passes.
So no 1-drop is a little worrisome. That might indicate that he's holding up for a Stifle, though.
Right.
Ooh, Matt did draw Mox Diamond, though. Mox Diamond, a pretty excellent draw here. It's going to be able to let him fight through all
Discard a card.
land card.
All right.
It's going to let him fight through all of Greg's sort of soft permission here. The dazes are going to get real bad
Yeah.
soon. He's
Yeah, I
just
feel
gonna
like
play
Greg
board.
has a lot of really bad cards in this matchup.
Yeah, he certainly does. So he's going to get to use the Stifle, though, which is pretty good. I mean, you just want to hit the first thing you can, and there aren't too many other things. The way Dark Depths works, once you copy it with Thespian Stage, it triggers as soon as it has 0 counters. So if you Stifle it, it'll just trigger again.
Oh, yeah.
But Matt has the Loam. Let's see if Greg is able to do something about that. Christian Ryan, we had the tournament happened. Comcast decided to screw us over, and we had no internet yesterday, so we couldn't do anything about it.
Yeah.
All right, so Greg just gonna use his days right now. I think that makes sense, just to like get it out of his hand.
Yeah.
You'd rather just get cards in your graveyard, make Nimble Mongoose a little bit better, which I see that Greg has 2 copies of in his hand.
Right.
And Days has such high diminishing returns.
Yeah, it gets really bad as time goes on.
Absolutely. I mean,
Yeah,
especially
he's
against the deck.
dragging you,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like, Matt already has 2 mana in play. Like, none of his spells actually cost a ton of mana. So,
Yeah.
JPD, I don't believe any of the last couple weeks of raffles have been sent out, unfortunately. Mark has been in San Francisco for work, basically like the last couple weeks, so he hasn't been able to make the shipment yet.
So,
Pirate checking in here.
Oh, we got a good friend of the stream, Steve Dang here. Here to let us know not much apparently.
I am a pirate today.
Yeah, you are. He broke his eye. All right, looks like Greg gonna get in there for 1 with the goose. Not quite thresholded yet.
That's playing Ye Old Faithful over here.
Oh yeah,
yellow face.
It's a horrible matchup
for Greg,
for Greg.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, Greg just looks.
He's got a wasteland.
Not unwinnable, but
He has a stifle. Oh yeah, so he's considering either leaving up the stifle or playing the wasteland.
Yeah, this is really awkward for Greg just because his hand is just 2 more lands. The Wasteland will do something at some point in this game.
Right.
Whether it's getting him to threshold or taking Matt off of a key piece, something like Tabernacle. But the redundant tropical is pretty horrible. He needs to draw Brainstorm very badly here. Matt's just gonna continue on dredging Loam, doing what lands does.
dirtling.
Oh yeah, they love to dirtle. They dirtle, but they lock you out of the game. Let's see what Matt's going to do this turn. Looks like he's trying to decide what land he wants to play. It's definitely tempting to gamble here for something powerful, but I'm not sure what he has that really interacts with these gooses outside of Glacial Chasm. Probably nothing.
Probably nothing.
Like even the even Tabernacle's not completely insane right now because of the because Greg just has 2 mana. The fact that Greg has extra mana is actually going to work to his advantage here a little bit.
Yeah, but historically, this matchup's bad. He doesn't have the best card, which is Delver.
Yeah. Goose is not bad, but Delver flipping faster. At least, like, Delver is generally going to hit for more damage, but the fact that Matt has, four punishing fires, it actually gets Maze of It. It can be problematic.
The ideal line would be like, play Delver, he tries the punishing fire, you daze it, then you wasteland his Grove of the Burn Willows.
Well, yeah, in your beautiful world, things do work out like that. But
All right,
might have
well,
done this at
in
the
Steve's Magical Christmas Land.
I mean, I might have done that at the GP in Jersey.
pretty nice. And Greg's just gonna play Wasteland and pass here. Not really interested in going after any of these threats here. This is pretty nice because it plays around Matt having the crop rotation.
Right, which he does have. I think he's casting.
So I think the Wasteland was getting ported, and Matt.
Oh, all right. Oh, right. Now he's crop
So
rotating.
Greg's gonna target Richard Import with Wasteland, and Matt's gonna respond with a crop rotation for the stage. And now
Ooh.
Greg is in trouble.
We may have issues here.
Yep.
2020 incoming. Yeah. So this is gonna be a little
Was it a
rough.
stifle in Greg's hand so he can delay it by 1 turn?
No, it does not work like that.
I was gonna say you can counter the Thespian stage.
Yes. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. You can't stifle the stage targeting the
There's
Dark
nothing,
Depths.
Yeah, there's nothing you can stifle on the Dark Depth that's effective.
Exactly, yes.
when he goes for this, mind
Correct.
you guys.
Correct.
Don't make this mistake.
No. Absolutely. Yeah. I would definitely stifle. Yeah. Stifle the stage trigger. That'll get you your time walk at least. But I believe that Greg's. I
He
think
needs
Greg's one
multiple
card.
time walks.
Yes, he
here.
needs to draw stifle every turn for the rest of the game. Well, here's the thing: the stifle actually does something.
He has the wasteland, so
Yes.
like, he can get it that way. So he has 2 time walks theoretically in his hand.
The downside here is that this is actually not the worst for Greg because he gets to play wasteland and hold up stifle.
Right.
But he's still going to be away from. It stinks that he just can't get to threshold yet.
Yeah.
No.
It's pretty far.
And here's
He has fetch, wasteland, and but yeah, it's nothing. It's not bad. This
It's
combat
not
stuff.
enough. Yeah.
Yeah, he needs it like right now. I mean, he could force Matt's hand and get threshold this way.
all right. So here we see the activation,
Hello.
and Greg going to give it a bit of a read, double check that's not a mana ability. I think he's double checking right now how this works as far as after it's copied.
Right.
Yeah.
Why don't we?
He hasn't
do
played
you
this
wanna
thing as
bring
much
it?
as I have, so.
Oh yeah, I can bring it up. I'll bring up the stage.
Alright, but I'm heading out.
Okay.
All right.
I'm out of here. Deuces.
We'll see you.
See, Steve. All right. So here we see what the stage does. So stage is targeting a land. So this can be stifled. It's completely, and if this is stifled, it's effectively a time walk. The ability just gets countered. Greg didn't play his wasteland first, so he can't wasteland in response here. I think what Greg's gonna do is he's gonna stifle this Thespian stage trigger and then wasteland either the depths or the stage. The downside here is that he knows that Matt has a loam, so it's just gonna reassemble it next turn. If he isn't able quite to pay for it though, he is. Okay, yeah. So this is not gonna work out for Greg. So let's pull up Dark Depths just to explain.
Uh-oh.
So when Dark Depths has no ice counters on it, sacrifice it. So you can stifle it, and then it'll just re-trigger, and that's it.
And that's game.
So that's a quick lesson for Greg on what you want to stifle in that matchup.
Exactly.
But yeah, it was going to be, no matter what, it was going to be pretty tough for Greg to fight through what Matt was presenting. Without sideboard cards, it's very difficult. Yeah, Cook, yeah, can I stifle the Dark Depths trigger? Yes. Yes, I can. It will not work out well for you. But that's the first game going to Matt there. And I think unsurprising fashion.
Right.
Greg needs to have a pretty fast and aggressive draw in order to stop what Matt is doing. The
We
lands
see Matt
machine.
has Ensnaring Bridges here too, so
Oh, that's going to be a very strong sideboard
Yeah.
card. Looks like he has Spheres and Thorns.
Oh, jeez.
I like Sphere a lot, just because making their spells more expensive is... I'd rather just make everything more expensive
Right.
in this scenario. Thorn is okay. It's just a little slow on the draw. And I like on the play, at least, you can cast it on turn 1 with a Mox Diamond, and slowing down their cantrips actually does something. I think the Spheres are actually just slowing down their actual threats as well is pretty strong.
Right.
So it looks like Greg is considering his Submerges. Now, Submerge not a super powerful card in this matchup. It's just another Time Walk.
Right. What does Submerge do?
So Submerge... Let's pull up Submerge.
I walk right by and I'm like, nope.
That's not how that works. Yeah.
It's going to bring us up. All right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So yeah, Submerge. What Submerge is doing here is it's going to be free basically every time against the lands deck, and it's
Right.
just going to kill Merit Lage.
For a short amount of time.
Yeah, I mean it'll kill for the turn. I mean they have to loam afterwards,
Right.
which is like not the best for them. I saw that he was looking for Grafdigger's Cage as well. Grafdigger's Cage is actually not very good.
It's not.
Um,
Does it even stop lands? I don't think it does. I
No.
think it's just creatures.
No, well it's only things that are cast from the graveyard and come
Oh,
into
yeah.
play from
Okay.
other like creatures coming into play and stuff like that. So loam is not cast from the graveyard; it's dredged.
Right.
So it doesn't actually get
stop
stopped.
that,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like the best cards you want against lands are stuff like Surgical Extraction.
Right.
If you want to get real hateful, one of my favorite
Sowing salt.
Sowing Salt is a little expensive. I'm more of a fan of Sabo's Web.
What the?
So Sabo's Web is it's like Stony Silence for lands.
Oh, wow.
Except, well, instead of not, you can activate them. They just don't untap.
Interesting.
So if you're able to, like, this is like really good in conjunction with things that kill Merit Lage. Like you
Right.
play this and then they're just like, make a copy of something. You're like, submerge it. You can't untap your lands. It's really good against, Richard Import and Thespian Stage, a lot of Maze of Ith, a lot of almost
Right.
everything in their deck.
Now, to be fair, I don't think Greg was expecting to play against lands when he came today, so he
Probably.
probably doesn't have these Sabo's webs prepared.
Yeah, he certainly doesn't have anything like Sabo's Web. I think Surgical is a reasonable option. I think something like, I don't know, maybe even his own Life in the Loam,
Sure.
just to recur his own wastelands. I don't know if he had any other graveyard hate. Like maybe something like Tormod's Crypt.
Yeah,
Um,
that could be a thing.
Surgical is the one, like, it's six, because Grafdigger's Cage is, like, the one that shows up in the most matchups. Like, you can bring Grafdigger's Cage against Elves, against Storm, against Dredge. So it's, like, a very common... It doesn't interact with your graveyard, something like
Right.
Relic of Progenitus. But because of his graveyard needing to be respected and in play,
Yeah, exactly.
you can't play stuff like, Rest in Peace or whatever. That's going to be, like, a real haymaker. Because Rest in Peace is, I think...
Pretty good.
Probably the best card against lands a lot of time. Talking to lands players, they board in Crows and Grip blind a lot of the time against
Well,
white decks.
yeah, I mean, that's fair. I think you do that a lot of
Yeah.
times if you're playing like a pretty one-dimensional deck.
Yeah, and then there's like very powerful cyber cards that are almost always enchantments and artifacts.
Right.
Pithing Needle is another one. Pithing Needle is excellent.
Yeah.
Just naming Thespian Stage is great.
Right.
All right, so I think players are looking at their opening hands. We can hop back down to them. Hopefully, Greg has a bit more of an aggressive opener this time. Let's see what he's got here.
Submerge, Brainstorm.
He does have a Volk, and a Ponder, and a couple Brainstorms. Looks like he has a very reactive hand, but no threat.
Yeah, I don't think Greg can keep this. Well, okay, I guess he's keeping it anyway.
I think let's see. He sees Goyf, second land. That's basically perfect.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
Well, now it's fine.
Yeah. The fetch land is also great because I'd be surprised if he wants this redundant Force of Will. The
Right.
first Force of Will is actually pretty great. The second and third ones are not ideal against what lands is doing. All right, so we got a gamble from Matt on turn 1. Let's see what Greg thinks about this one. This is a tempting card to Force of Will, just because you almost always know it's going to go for Life in the Loam.
Right.
There's just so little downside for it. Let's see what Greg thinks
Always
here.
gonna get value from that.
Yeah, the fact that anywhere where the loam goes, you're pleased, and he is gonna force a will. I like this play.
Right.
I think like It could be bait. It certainly could be bait from Matt. But if it's bait, there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
Like then he already has the loam. Ooh, Delver. Delver's great.
Wait, where'd that Delver come from?
I guess
we didn't see it.
Yes.
All right, that makes his hand a lot better.
Yes, and I think the Delver was. I think the Goyf was actually the Delver.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So we see. Ooh, Punishing Fire. Does he have a spell snare?
He does have a spell snare. He has a Force of Will on top.
I think yeah.
I don't think he wants it. I think he'd rather keep.
I think he was gonna shuffle in his upkeep anyways, but this means that he does have to rely on his deck flipping on its own.
Right.
Or his deck letting his Delver.
Well, he does
flip.
have a Brainstorm in his hand.
That's interesting. Yeah, so he could upkeep Brainstorm.
He could upkeep Brainstorm.
I don't hate that. I mean,
seems okay. I don't know how much he wants. Or he could just. Oh yeah, no, he's spell snaring right now.
yeah, spell snare is. I think the spell snare is good. Like your deck, Rug Delver in particular is such a high percentage to flip.
All right, he flipped anyway. Okay.
Ooh, look at this guy flipping Submerge. Second Submerge is not ideal.
Yeah.
Not much he could do here. This is like a tempting spot to Brainstorm, but he's definitely live to just locking himself out of the game. He has to really hope that Matt doesn't have a Grove here, but unfortunately we see that he does.
Right. I mean, I guess he could submerge his own Delver to save it, but that's
not
that's
great.
rough. Yeah.
Not great. Yes, this is announcer Greg Schaefer, who's currently playing. All right, so Greg gonna gain a life here off this Grove of the Burn Willows, and Matt's gonna return his Punishing Fire. This is where you see where a card like Surgical Extraction is pretty potent.
I guess Greg will brainstorm to see what his options are.
I think you might as well. I mean,
I think he's gonna brainstorm anyway.
Yeah.
If the Delver dies, he needs a threat.
let's see. You found a Goose, I believe, a Ponder, and a Stifle. Not a ton. Is that a land?
I think there's a land over there.
Flooded Strand.
It looks like a Flooded Strand, Ponder, Stifle.
Yeah, he's put one card down already. I believe that's one of the submerges. Yeah, this is not great. He's gonna be able to keep, I think, the cantrip. Getting rid of one of the submerges is pretty great.
Right.
But he is gonna lose his Delver here, and he's now gonna be pressed to find another thing that attacks.
Right. He has the fetch land because so he can get rid of the what's it called?
The Submerge.
Submerge. Yeah.
Yeah, he can fetch and then ponder. Oh, he's keeping the Stifle. That makes sense. Stifle, I think, has more text than
Right.
Submerge at this point. I mean, counters a wasteland at worst.
Right. I guess he's not fetching first.
It's actually pretty close, I think, whether you want to fetch first.
Right.
Like you have one dead card, but you might want to save that shuffle in case you find like one card you like here. Of course, they're all bad.
They're all really bad.
So,
So he's
get rid of
shuffling
them. I mean, this also means if he draws a Brainstorm, he's more live to making that
Right.
more powerful. I think the best draw for him by far here is Nimble Mongoose.
Yeah.
He'll have exactly 7 cards in his graveyard, actually, if that happens. Once the Ponder resolves.
Once the Ponder resolves.
And he draws...
We
Didn't
can't see
get a good look at it. I believe it was a blue card, but I'm not certain. It was a Delver, which is...
Which is not very good.
No, pretty horrible, actually. He could cast the Delver and try and just, take Matt's entire turn, but there's not a ton of upside in doing that.
Yeah, he loses another threat.
Mm-hmm. For very little.
Yeah.
Just... Because Matt wants to play the long game here. The long game favors him very much.
Right.
And Matt's hand looks pretty excellent. He's got the Dark Depths here. He's still short the stage, but I believe he has. Yeah, he does have a crop rotation. He does have a gamble.
Right. Yeah, we're gonna have issues.
See a Goyf. Goyf is pretty good.
Yeah, that one doesn't die to Punishing Fire.
Yep. Looks like we have sorcery, instant, land, creature. So it's a 4/5,
Right.
and Matt's just gonna go for it. This is interesting that Matt is going for it here in the face of this Submerge. Maybe he's not going to get stage, but I'd be surprised.
Yeah, I think he's gonna get this stage. Maybe he forgot about it.
I think it's possible that he assumes Greg shuffled it back, but I think he has Loam in his hand.
Oh yeah, okay, that's true.
And if he has Loam, then this is a slow effect, but it's going to be pretty strong.
Hopefully, Greg has figured out how this works by now.
I think is going to stifle here.
Right.
Oh, actually, no. Here's what Matt did. It's not that Matt forgot that he has Submerged. Matt sacrificed his Taiga, so he doesn't have a forest anymore. So the Submerge isn't free. Submerge costs 5 mana.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's actually a very, very tight
That's
play
really
from Matt.
good. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Charlie Banana Queen caught that one. But that is a very heads-up play
next
by Matt.
Next leveling us.
By quite a bit.
Jeez.
Now Greg has to just draw,
Wasteland.
Wasteland doesn't even do it because Matt can just main phase this.
Right.
And that's what he's gonna do here. Greg needs to draw like Ancient Tomb, which is not in his deck.
Oh, jeez.
This is very
Yeah,
bad.
looks like we're gonna have issues here.
Yeah, and Matt definitely not gonna play a Forest here. It's pretty awkward because if Greg had played the Delver, he could have chump blocked, but no, just dead. He's drawing Forcible for turn, and there's nothing he can do against this 2020.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the
All
game.
right, and that's it.
Wow.
Wow, that was pretty quick.
That was very well played by Matt. I not that Greg played poorly, but Matt
Sure.
Matt knew what Greg had and
I figured it out.
played around it pretty
Figured out how
well.
to play around it. That's good.
Yeah, like it's very clear that Matt has quite a bit of experience with that. Let's see. So Charlie, the way the make a creature trigger works is that Dark Depth says when it has 0 counters on it. So it'll trigger. You could stifle it again, but then it'll just when state-based effects are checked, it'll just immediately trigger again. So it'll trigger until it resolves, as long as there are no ice counters. Yeah, and again and again and
Yeah,
again.
that's what happened game 1.
Yeah.
Greg didn't know how it worked.
Yes.
And tried stifling that, and it came out anyway.
It comes up every now and then with the Stifle versus these sort of decks. The Stifle is okay. It's okay. Like your dream, I think, in this matchup is them going turn 1 fetch land and you stifling it.
Right.
But the engine that lands presents is so hard to disrupt and like a fair access. But yeah, split second stifle 2 mana. That would sort of do something. It would still trigger again. It's you can't activate the trick bind says those abilities can't be activated again. So
Right.
yeah,
So it doesn't actually do anything.
you just can't. Once it starts going,
You
you
can't
Here's what
stop.
you do: you draw Wasteland, and you Wasteland it.
Right. That's the
yeah.
pretty good. That's a pretty good option.
Right.
Though, you just have to hope he doesn't have the life from below.
Basically, yeah, that's the thing. Like, when you're sitting in the Delver player's seat, so often you're just like hoping that your lands player doesn't have the good stuff.
Right.
Like, you're entirely subject to what their deck is doing. Theoretically, you're the deck applying pressure, but lands has so many tools and such redundancy, specifically against counter magic and Stone Rains, that it can just fight through whatever the disruption that you have. It almost feels like the deck is built to beat a deck like Rug Delver.
Right.
I mean, Rogue Delver is a traditional mana denial deck.
Yeah, and
And
Lance just has all
Lance,
lands.
it's all
yeah.
mana.
Can't deny it.
No.
You can't deny it forever.
No, I think lands players traditionally, if they could sit down against a fair blue deck every round, perfect. They're thrilled.
Pretty good, yeah.
It's like the best possible matchup. Lands is it's excellent against fair blue, with the exception of Miracles. It's very bad against the card Jace the Mind Sculptor, and it's horrible against other combo decks in general. I think Sneak and Show is probably the closest, but even then you could just get Blood Moon right out of the game.
Right.
All right, so that was a pretty quick round. We still have, I think,
30 minutes.
about that. We have how much time do we have left in our? We have 27 minutes. So I'm gonna run out there and see if we can get another match for you guys. Should be some other things going on there.
All right.
All right,
cool.
I'll be right back. Entertain the chat, Harrison.
Entertain the chat. All right, chat. What do we want to talk about, chat? We want to talk about Dark Death. Let's talk about. I don't play much Legacy. Wait, that's not. I don't play much Legacy, so I don't know what half these cards do. It's very bad. Burn on camera. I don't know if there's anybody playing Burn today. Should play four Dark Depth and Modern Loam packs. Is Dark Depth even legal in Modern? I thought it wasn't legal. I thought that's why nobody plays it. What decks are there? I don't know. I'll have to ask Phil when he gets back. Yeah, I didn't really get a close look at the metagame today, but all I know is... Oh, yeah, Dark Depth. Yeah, Dark Depth is definitely banned in Modern. Or else... Okay, Oh, trick binds. We can try. There aren't that many people here today, and I don't know what people are playing. I think Phil is out there trying to figure that out right now. Dev Clock. Round 1 is currently going right now. The first game just ended, or the first match just ended. So Phil is going out to find another match. He looks unsuccessful so far. There's 12 players today, so that's 4 rounds. We are in round 1. I don't know what's going on. But yeah. When he comes back, I'll go check out what the metagame is like and see if we can get something for you guys. I know. The only thing I know is somebody's playing show and tell. Oh, hey Greg.
That went poorly.
Do you know what Dark Depths does now?
Now I do.
Now you do?
You know, I never had to know in the past because I would just Caracas it or Flicker Wisp it.
But now you're.
I think I was still dead.
Well, you had 2 turns.
I had 2 turns. He was at like 1,000,000 life though, and the goose wasn't even gonna be on that turn. I think.
Well, if you wastelanded and fetched, you would
Yeah.
have threshold.
That turn, so I would have hit him for
6
down to like 11 or something.
plus
I don't
6.
know.
It's 18.
Maybe. Maybe he was just dead. I mean, I played
Uh,
terribly, obviously, but.
Is okay. Omnitel or Sneak Intro. Do you know what David Glacier is playing?
Omnitel.
Omnitel. Okay.
Yeah. Petrunkin, I'm very sorry for what you guys just had to witness. I don't know how to play Delver. I should not try.
Should have played Thalia.
I
We were
need-
disappointed you were playing Thalia today.
I know. I'm sorry. I built this deck. I mean, I just wanted to like get the cards because like I already had the Volcanics, and getting Trops lets me play both Rogue Delver and Infect.
Okay.
So it gives me some more options, and I got a good I used store credits, which that was sweet. But yeah, Death and Tax. I mean, the matchup against Rogue Delver against
Yeah, it's
Land
not
seems
that.
pretty atrocious.
It's not that great.
It seemed pretty bad.
Yeah, he had way too many cards for you to deal with. You can't
Yeah.
wasteland forever.
I don't know if
against a loam.
Yeah, I don't know if I boarded right, like taking out all of the bolts, because like Submerge was. It was unfortunate that he saw Submerge with the Delver flip, or some reveal, because then he knew
He
to
needed
just
to get rid of
rid
his
of
forest, which
So
kind
that
of
was unfortunate. I think.
Yeah.
He might have. I mean, he obviously might have done that anyway, but what can you do?
We're never doing a Death and Taxes deck because of what?
Damn
Gosh.
it. Yeah.
I'm sorry, man.
I've been in talks, and by be in talks, it's me just like trolling the comment section of their podcast. They do like the brainstorm show. So you guys got to see how poorly it's possible to play a brainstorm deck there. Oops.
Yeah, are you dropping and commentating, Greg?
I think that would be better value for my life, but I'm gonna stick it out. Phil's just out there trolling for a match to move on camera.
But there's nothing going on.
Yeah. Everyone else was playing competitive matches. Mine was not competitive, so
Right.
yeah.
It
What can
looks
you do?
pretty miserable from here.
You can. What can you do? You like right click? No. Maybe just click on their name. I don't know. So
Yeah, it's a really bad matchup for you.
What has the chat been talking about otherwise? Anything in particular?
They've been talking about unban Dark Depth and Modern.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
How well he played it.
Yeah, pretty well.
How much he got wrecked. And do you know what the metagame's like today? Because
I saw a lot of blue decks.
a lot of blue decks.
Yeah,
All right.
shocking.
Um,
Jameson's playing Death and Taxes, but he's playing against Glacier. He's playing Omnitel.
okay.
And
is anybody playing Burn? Somebody asked for Burn.
I highly doubt it. The only times we ever get Burn players is usually like, I know Ned has a copy of Burn that he lends to his brother when he visits from California.
All right.
Just because it was like the easiest thing he could throw together as a second legacy deck.
But besides that, it's got nothing.
Yeah, I haven't seen Burn in heavy numbers since like Treasure Cruise, and that was
Really?
like Burn Splash Treasure Cruise, obviously.
All right. Omni on camera.
That's probably very doable.
Yeah, we can probably do that for.
Glacier's probably gonna
next
win.
round. Yeah.
So.
Uh,
Yep.
no blue card is ever used besides Goyf. That's pretty accurate.
Yeah. I mean, Goyf is becoming more and more a black card.
Oh, you mean Tastic?
Well, yes, Tassinger, but also just like,
basically Goyf, right?
I mean, most of the Goyf decks in Modern are black, not blue.
Yeah,
Right?
that's true.
But maybe that's just a function of black being a better color in Modern than blue.
Yeah, blue's pretty bad.
It's like, it's okay.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's okay. It's not the
Yeah.
best. We're talking about Greg's betrayal. He
I
went
know.
blue.
I'm very sorry.
Yeah, we were all disappointed. He was.
I
he was
only had
playing,
one
like,
deck
really
with me.
bad cards.
Yeah. I only had one deck with me. I was testing this one on Saturday, and I just like had it in my bag the whole week, and I just didn't bring Death and Taxes, which is very unfortunate because
Sure.
I think I would have played it today. I haven't played it in a tournament in a really long time, so
Really.
I need to get a couple.
I thought you always played that.
Well, I usually just am commentating at this point.
Oh, okay, yeah. That's
Yeah.
True.
I need to go up to 4 Aethersworn Canonus in the sideboard, though, because that's the only way he can possibly beat Omnitel. You just, like, hope that Aethersworn Canonus holds them off long enough that you get a turn where you can Council's Judgment their Omniscience.
Sure. Hey.
You die.
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that matchup's real bad.
It's actually not that bad. It's only really bad when he draws like 6 cantrips both games.
Sure.
And
It's
then
his
has-
whole deck is cantrips. Like, he has, like, 20. There's not that many not cantrips. It's bad. You have to have Canonist. That's your best card. Or Spirit of the Labyrinth, if you play that.
Yeah,
Those are the cards that matter.
gotcha. That way would have really helped.
Dahlia does help a
He was
lot.
one turn away from dying on in the first game.
Yeah.
Both games, what ended up happening is he show and tell into omniscience into cunning.
Yeah.
Cunning wish.
Mhm.
As I played my flicker wisp
Yes.
to hit the omniscience.
Yeah, that's the problem with Flicker Wisp at this point. Is like they can usually just kill you in response to the Flicker Wisp
Yeah,
trigger.
that's exactly what
Yeah.
he did basically.
Yeah.
Both-
Or like put him
both
like
games.
far enough ahead that it doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
Yeah. See, the problem with that, and the reason why I don't buy your too many cantrips, is
Uh-huh.
that you literally had to have 3 or 4 cards in his hand
Sure.
both games
But I mean, they're
on turn like 3 or 4. It's
yeah.
pretty difficult.
I'm
You don't think so?
not really.
Really?
I always get crushed by that deck.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
It's really hard to beat. Like, so few of your cards matter. Like, your hand has to be excellent. You can just draw a bunch of Swords to Plowshares and Mother of Runes and, like,
See, I'm Mole though. I'm Mole,
sure.
and I had yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it didn't matter because he.
Yeah.
Cunning Wish.
Yeah,
If he doesn't have the cunning wish, both games he dies.
sure. Yeah.
But he had the cunning wish.
Yeah.
Wish both games. How many cunning wish do they play?
4.
Oh, they play 4.
Yeah.
Alright, that was.
That's the thing about a deck full of cantrips.
Yeah, that was.
Dahlia does help, though. But that's
Dahlia.
usually the card that they forceable, in my
Right.
experience.
Because it stops them.
It just,
Or
like,
slows
slows
them
them way
down,
down,
yeah.
yeah.
Deck is 200% redundant. Yeah, that's
If you
true.
can if you can get to the point where you have Thalia and Rishon port going, you have a really good shot. But past that, it's really tough.
So good.
I'll let Phil take his seat back. Bye, everyone.
Alright, goodbye.
I think I gotta go back to the planes.
Alright.
Yeah, I think the difference
what's
is
up?
too is I was playing.
I don't believe we'll get another match. Everyone seems to be basically done.
Sure.
I saw. Let's see what decks we have. There's
Yeah.
2 Omnitel decks. Esper Stoneblade,
Nice.
Death and Taxes, Storm, Mono Red Painter. I think there was like a
Mono Red Painter.
Yeah, Nathan's playing Mono
Sick.
Red Painter. That Imperial Painter is like a real deck. I mean, if you sit down against any deck with Abrupt Decay, you just instantly win. You can't lose. You just play like a turn 2 Blood Moon, and they're like, I don't. They play you go turn 2 Blood Moon, and they're like Force of Will. Then you're like, all right, untap Magus of the Moon. Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's any other decks that I saw out there. There was one last match. I didn't really see what was going on there. There was a Basic Swamp in play. That's all I
Okay.
saw. Basic Swamp is actually like, doesn't really say much.
Okay, so they want Painter.
I'm not surprised. Everyone loves Painter. Painter's
Everyone
fun.
loves-
I don't know. Nathan did lose that round. He lost to Storm. Traditionally, I think is a very, very tough matchup for Painter. Like Storm is just faster. It's just faster and it has like Painter's main form of disruption is going like paint like they have like Revokers that they board in, which are like okay, and then they have like if they have Painter and they can put Painter into play with like a mana up, they can like maybe counter something.
Sure.
But doing that through like 6 discard spells and like maybe some Chain of Vapors is extremely difficult. I think traditionally I would love to play against that with Storm.
With Storm.
Yeah, you just like you shred their hand and then their clock is just too slow.
Right.
It's very tough to win. But yeah, we'll
We got an Omnitel player.
we have two Omnitel players. We have Mr. David
we
Gleicher.
got one right here.
Oh, hello.
Yes, right here. Omnitel player number 1 won his first round against
Tax and taxes.
Mono White Control. How'd that feel?
Felt good. I
Yeah.
forgot to use Release the Ants. Didn't matter.
Okay, yeah, so explain what you forgot. Like what did you
I forgot to get it with
Cunning Wish?
Cunning Wish.
What did you get instead?
I got Firemind's Foresight. And then I got Trick Bind. To Trick Bind his Flicker Wisp when I could have just got Release the Ants.
and just killed him. Did you have a brainstorm? Did you know what your top card was?
I mean, I played Firemind's Foresight, yeah, so I had a Brainstorm. I got the Brainstorm.
Oh yeah.
That I was supposed to. I just didn't get the Release the Ants.
So that's why the Firemind's Foresight is good though, right?
Sure,
Or,
but,
do you think
but
it's-
the
do you think
thing
it's
is,
worth the
I
slot?
could have no, because I could have. Well, what would have happened? I would have just Cunning Wish for Trick Bind and played Emrakul and won. But theoretically, if,
But if you don't have Emrakul like in your hand,
if I didn't
then,
have it in my hand, yeah,
then it's then
it
you
would have
actually
been. Yeah, I mean, it would have been better. I could have, if I Trick Binded, I could have just kept playing cantrips and maybe found it or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
right now. Sorry, we are talking about the inclusion of Firemind's Foresight
It's probably worth it.
in the sideboard of
Feels
Omnitel.
like overkill.
Do you want to be on camera next time?
I will be. Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Hopefully you're playing the mirror. Oh wait, no,
That would be fun.
he lost.
You did?
I
thought you
saw
won.
no, he lost to Tony, I believe. I saw an insane picture someone posted that happened at a Legacy tournament of a Omnitel mirror, and each player had 4 spells in the stack because they each had Omniscience out. It was just like one player had Cunning. It was like Cunning Wish, and then on top of that was a Cunning Wish, and then another Cunning Wish, and then a Force of Will, and then a Force of Will, and then a Cunning Wish, and then a Flusterstorm, and then
Oh.
another Flusterstorm on the other side. And I was
That
like,
sounds
oh my
real.
god, what is going
That sounds like a
on?
fun time.
Yeah,
Everyone.
it's completely ridiculous. Yeah, but for those wondering, Firemind's Foresight, it basically gives you, it gives you a very reliable instant speed kill.
They're not guaranteed.
No, not guaranteed, but
Pretty
like
reliable.
several, like a
You get to
hefty
impulse and
percentage
brainstorm.
points high, right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So the only thing you have to do deck building wise to compensate for this is add an impulse, which is like a fine card to draw. It's not powerful.
Yeah, it's okay.
It's fine, right?
Yeah.
It's worse than
Everything else.
yeah, every other cantrip
It's
in
just
your
the
deck.
worst cantrip, but it's one you can find with a Foresight.
Yeah, and you're only playing one, so like drawing it's not a huge liability.
Right.
There are very few matchups where drawing it is problematic. In any case, the Firemind's Foresight lets you go get like a brainstorm. You get brainstorm, impulse, and wish, and then wish. You go wish for release the ants. You impulse for something. You brainstorm back something expensive on top of your deck. Wish for release the ants, and then kill them. Release the ants is just a sweet.
Release Dance is the funniest card I've ever
It's
seen.
pretty
It's great.
hilarious.
It's great.
Probably worth including just for that reason alone.
Yeah, when I walked over to this guy's match, his opponent had a Flicker Wisp in play, and there were several spells on the table, and I could tell that this was all happening in response to a Flicker Wisp trigger. Oftentimes you'll just go get a Trick Bind and just counter the Flicker Wisp trigger, or like stuff like Oblivion Ring or whatever, and then just as you said, just cast Emrakul. But there are situations I think where you just like won't have Emrakul, and where I think Fireman's Foresight has some value, especially because like it's pretty easy to fit in your sideboard. I think like
It's two slots, which is not that many, but
one main, one side, right? Oh, did you not have the release earlier?
Yeah, I didn't have that either.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess if you're not playing, it doesn't really make sense to play Release the Ants unless you're playing Fireman's Foresight.
Right.
But it's 2 cards, but I think it gives you a good angle of attack to fight through just random shenanigans your opponents might have.
Trying out some Vendilion clicks in the board today, so that'll be interesting.
Vendilion Click.
Alright.
To see.
I love Vendilion Click.
It's my favorite card.
It's good.
It's your favorite card, number 1?
No, it's not.
Oh, it's like up there.
It is up there, though.
I don't think I like it more than Snapcaster Mage. Just because
I do like Snapcaster Mage.
just like all the Modern I've played. I think Snapcaster is probably the card I've played the most in Modern.
Right. Same.
It's pretty good.
It's
Might be the best card in Modern.
yeah.
up there.
I think Tassiger's up there now.
Yeah,
Tasigur is
I
really
think
good.
Tassiger is like a top 5 Modern card. It
a
is.
black Tarmogoyf that's cheaper and never shrinks.
And Splash Ball.
How's that?
Yeah, how does that work?
Above average. In any case, I love. Yeah, so you be on camera next round.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, we should be close to having a round. I think there was only one match still going. It looks like Storm beat Painter, Esper Stoneblade beat Omnitel, Omnitel beat Death and Taxes, and then something else. I think we have exactly 10 players, so we had 5
Oh, we only
matches.
we only have 10 players.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
So that will be 4 rounds though. So happy day for our
Happy-
viewers.
Yeah.
Get 4
Yeah,
whole rounds.
Four whole rounds of Legacy.
Yeah. We will definitely try and get
The-
Painter on
yeah.
at some
Third
point.
Probably third round.
Yeah.
Hopefully he doesn't drop.
Yeah, I would prefer. I love Painter. Painter's a sweet deck.
Yeah, it is sweet.
Yes.
Like it's just it is a lot of efficiency that goes along with it. Like it does like a couple things and it does them like really well and like
Right.
really brutally. Like just casting a turn 1 Blood Moon against a lot of opponents is just enough to make them want to quit the match. They just don't want to play anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
I know. I mean, there are people who can beat it. There are always like you could just like do that. Like go like turn 1 Blood Moon and your opponent just goes like, all right, play Basic Island, continue on my merry way, or they'll just go. In the case of Storm, a lot of times you just go like play your fetch land and then like Lotus Petal and kill them, which happens quite a bit. I've been Blood Moon playing Storm before, and it's not great. It's reasonably easy to beat.
Right.
I had a show and tell player boarded it against me when he decided that he saw that I was fetching a lot of dual lands, and he's just like he's not playing around it. And I hate bringing in Blood Moon in those situations.
I really just don't like Blood Moon as a card.
I know you especially don't like
Yeah.
it.
I played it in Delver when Treasure Cruise was legal. I guess it was okay. It was my least favorite card in the deck.
Yeah, and I mean
I
you.
just don't think it's that good.
Yeah, Molten Rain was
Oh,
sweet.
Molten
Molten Rain
Rain's
was better.
sweet, yeah.
I mean you played a ton of Affinity, and you said you hate the card in Affinity.
Well, yeah, because people just wrath you, and then
Yeah.
your man lands just don't do anything.
Do you think the only deck I would assume you would need it for, or really want it for, is Amulet? But I feel like that's a pretty good matchup, anyways.
Yeah. Unless they're palming 7, I feel favored in the matchup against Amulet.
Yeah. I think that, okay, I will say, a lot of people have been saying that Amulet is, like, actually not that good, just that he was, scumming everyone for a while.
Yeah, no, it's actually a fine deck. Matthias
Yeah.
has been playing it a lot to good effect.
I mean, Justin Cohen top 8 at the pro. Justin Cohen, not a scumbag. Him
Right.
and Sam Black both, like Sam Black almost top 8'd, and Justin Cohen did top 8.
right.
Like, Sam was a match away from winning, from getting
Yeah,
there. Like,
and what's his name? Matthias, I think he top 16 Omaha, and Treasure Cruise was legal in that format.
yeah.
So
Yeah, Matthias has done well with it, but it's still a powerful deck.
yeah, it's definitely a powerful deck. I don't like its consistency. I don't think it's very consistent. But there are very explosive draws
Yeah.
where you just win straight up.
I kind of disagree that it's inconsistent. I think it's reasonably consistent. I think it's just like so bad. You're just like so bad against Blood Moon. Like you're just dead. You can't beat Blood Moon. Like there are some matchups that are like legitimately difficult that there's not much you can do. Like I can't see that deck ever beating Infect, ever.
Yeah.
Like
there's
I
no way.
can't imagine what you would need to do to beat that deck. You need to play like. I can't think of a Borden. Even that
Borden?
like
Oh,
even
yeah,
that, like, that
that
deck could
doesn't
just
work,
easily
yeah.
beat Lightning Bolt. That deck consistently beats Lightning Bolts.
Right. I guess you could play. Well, no, hibernate doesn't work.
Hibernation, a little expensive. Like
yeah.
you have to like hope they don't have Glycerin Elf and race them.
Right.
And that's not a good plan.
That is never a good plan.
Yeah. Fulminator Mage, another very popular sideboard card against Amulet. I think actually Fulminator Mage is pretty beatable. It's just like very complex to play around.
Right.
The hardest part about the deck is playing around your opponent's hate cards, I think, and like boarding appropriately like that. Like, you have to like decide specifically like casting your packs, making sure you don't die to them, stuff like that.
Sure.
But I think in general, like, I put the deck together and it's relatively straightforward to just cast a turn 3 6-drop. Just
Right.
any Summer Bloom with an without an amulet is just a turn 3 6-drop, like more or less.
How do you do that?
You just go like land go, if you go land Summer Bloom, bounce land, bounce a land, bounce land, bounce land, land.
Oh, with an amulet?
No, without an amulet.
Then how are you tapping your tap lands for mana?
You don't need to. Your first 2 lands have to be untapped. I'm saying,
Oh, okay.
or one of maybe your first land's a Teleria West and your second land is like a Gemstone Mine or something.
Sure.
But-
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, but like it's relatively easy. Like if you don't have an amulet, you can just get to 6 mana on turn 3 with if you have like 2 bounce lands or something like that.
Right.
And I think that's a much more common way where that deck feels really powerful. It's just a ramp deck that can randomly sort of combo you because of what amulet does.
Right.
Amulet just doing really really broken stupid things. But I like it. I like amulet. In any case, I'll stop talking about modern.
Modern, yeah.
We're both big fans of modern, so we're always willing to talk about it.
Yeah, exactly.
And there wasn't a modern stream yesterday.
So we're keeping you caught up on modern.
Yeah, despite the lack of content.
Why do we see Merfolk in modern and vintage, but not in legacy?
I'll comment on that. The main present. So think the big card that pushes Merfolk away is Stoneforge Mystic. Stoneforge Mystic not legal in modern and not played in vintage because it's much too slow. It's really hard to fight through Batterskull and Umezawa's GT, specifically GT. GT is really hard to fight through, backed up with stuff like Swords to Plowshares. Like going Curse Catcher pass is fine, but then going like getting your first Lord Swords and then getting and Stoneforge Mystic going to get GT, it's really hard to fight through.
Oh yeah, GTA is a really good card against
Absolute
Merfolk.
beating. I remember my friend when Stoneforge first got printed, his way of beating it, and this is the way people tried to beat in the past, is just playing GT in your sideboard and then imaging their Stoneforge to get your own GT. And I'm like, that's a bad plan. He's like, yeah, it was really bad.
That's not a good plan.
It's very loose because they could just draw the GT or anything else. But it's just as a creature deck, it's hard to fight through a very highly played legacy card like that. Merfolk has in the past been a very, very strong deck in Legacy. It's just Stoneforge Mystic and Snapcaster Mage really, really pushed it hard away. Like it was tough to beat Swords to Plowshares, but not that difficult. But it was really tough to beat Swords to Plowshares plus Snapcaster
Plus
Mage.
Snapcaster
Oh,
and GTA.
Yeah, that's just
What a...
yeah. Like the Esper decks that first came out when Stoneforge was printed were like with a bunch of Snapcasters and a bunch of
Oh my
Stoneforges
gosh.
and Swords to Plowshares. It's just too
Unbeatable.
much to do. I think someone just called you a League of Legends player,
Am I?
which I'm assuming is just like a racist joke because you're also Asian.
Oh.
I'm assuming. I don't know. I don't know anything about League of Legends.
Oh yeah, no, I am not CLG double lift, but
Is that a League of Legends thing?
he's a pro.
Is that? I don't know. I don't know.
He's an Asian guy.
Oh great, yeah, whatever. All right. In any case,
Okay. Somebody's asking about soldiers.
soldiers.
Wolf's Sokol.
Yes, Wolf Circle.
Wolf Sokol.
So what does it say?
I don't know why you want to be soldiers specifically.
What are good soldiers?
Yeah, what are some good soldiers we're thinking here?
I can't think of any big ones.
Anafenza maybe? Is Anafenza a soldier?
Let's look it up. I don't think Big Anafenza is a soldier.
I think little Anafenza is a spirit.
I think she's a
Oh no,
spirit.
it's a warrior.
Spirits?
Oh,
No, she's a soldier.
Oh wow.
There you go.
Um,
And Big Anafenza. Oh, they're both soldiers. You can play them both together.
Sure. But why do you want to be soldiers? Why not just be
Humans, maybe.
Thalia was a soldier? But you could do all of these things in just Abzan Collected Company, right?
You can't. Although
Except-
playing Thalia with your collected company is probably not.
That's
great.
kind of awkward. But like you get kitchen things. You
Yeah.
get
I mean, you get
other cards.
Eternal Witness.
Eternal Witness is really good.
I like the idea of casting Collected Company and getting back my Collected Company.
I'm okay with that.
My friend was messing around with the Abzan deck. I think Collected Company is just like, it's a card I would never want to play because it's, just inherently super high variance.
Sure.
I hate the idea of casting a 4-mana spell and then just getting literally casting, just getting nothing out of it. Like,
Sure. I mean, that's why I love Collected Company. Play bad,
yeah.
get rewarded.
Yeah, you're just like, I have nothing, and then all of a sudden I have...
Oh, wait, I have 3 creatures.
It's
Oh,
like,
wow.
It's like, all right, Eternal Witness, get back my Collected Company, cast it again, get back, get like a...
Voice of Resurgence.
Yeah, Voice of Resurgence and like an
Anafenza.
Anafenza. It's just beautiful.
Or just get the whole Melara
Combo.
combo out.
Yeah.
Alright.
I think Anafenza is yet to be really appreciated in Modern, though. Kintry Spirit, I think she's a powerful spell.
Yeah, she's definitely a very powerful spell.
Yeah. Thalia is another one. Like, Thalia, is very rarely played in Modern, but Thalia is just, a great card. It's good against Splinter Twin. It's good against, burn decks, obviously. But it hasn't really found a good shell to go in.
Sure.
Why doesn't Splinter Twin...
Precinct Captain?
Precinct Captain's alright. It's just, kind of
Alright, well,
dorky.
here's the issue with Precinct Captain, though.
Is it white? Is that its issue?
No.
Oh.
There's a lot of people playing this card,
Oh, boy.
and then there's a lot of people playing this card.
This is always going to be the bane of every white
Right.
creature deck's existence.
So you're gonna have issues with your Precinct Captain ever attacking.
Yeah, it is an issue. Yeah, PG8, exactly. You could just see someone cast that Collected Company, and they're not happy. They get no
Yeah,
creatures
it
out of
really sucks. I mean, the chance of that happening is pretty low, assuming you have enough
Yeah,
creatures.
you need to build your deck so that you can miss as not often as possible.
Right.
But you can still just see 6 lands or 4 lands in
Right.
a path or something like that.
Oh,
2 more
that's
companies.
terrible.
Yeah.
I would not want that to happen.
Oh, to respond to the question about Splinter Twin not having white, Splinter Twin does have white sometimes.
It does. They don't need it.
Yeah, I've played it in the past actually with Restoration Angels and Path to Exiles. When Path is good, it's good.
Right.
And it gives you a bit of a leg up, but you are inherently going to be playing a less consistent deck than Blue-Red Twin. The main swap is usually you don't play Serum Visions and you play Wall of Omens, and then you just have Restoration Angel in your deck and Celestial Colonnade. So
Yeah.
you're
it was like the control deck.
Yeah.
Or blue-red control deck with just Restoration Angels, and you didn't really have Pestermites.
oh yeah,
Because Pestermite's not that great of a card.
yeah. There's the Sean McLaren version was just Kijiki and Angel, which I thought was
Right.
I thought that was a really good one tournament deck.
Yeah.
But I've seen just straight blue white red twin, where it's just
People play.
yeah, you just don't play Pastormite, you play Exarch, you play Wall of Omens, you play Restoration. Yeah, exactly. When Zoo is good, it's amazing because you have Wall of Omens, you have Path, you have Lightning Helix, Restoration Angel is just a great card. But in any case, this was Thursday Night Legacy.
This is well, this still is.
This is the modern interlude.
where we missed Modern yesterday, so we're talking about Modern right now.
But we will hop down to the play
we
area.
will hop down to what looks to be I don't know who that is.
I don't know who that is either, which is not great on my part. Let's reset these real quick.
But that is David Gleicher on the right.
Yes, playing our good friend. He's splashing black in his deck, but he's playing Omnitel.
I'm
Oops.
gonna go step out and see who that is.
Okay. All right, let's get this all set up for you guys. I believe that both these players will be 1-0. Not sure what deck or who is playing. Oh, looks to be. Is this may or may not be the mirror that we're seeing right now? Let's see what we got here. I see a Preordain. I see Ancient Doom. Yeah, this looks like the mirror.
We have Rich Funk.
Oh, okay. He's playing Omnitel, I believe.
Really? Her down?
It looks like it. I think he lost, though. So I think this is a pair down. I saw Ancient Tomb, and I saw... Yeah, he's definitely playing Omnitel. We have the mirror, ladies and gentlemen. This will be Degenerate. I'm psyched. I'm very psyched for what we're about to see here.
We had lands last round.
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
We almost always there are a couple people who like basically only play lands here, so we almost always have lands represented in our metagame in some way. And this is round 2.
Right.
All right, let's see what we got for. Oh yeah, this is degenerate. It looks like Rich does have Enter the Infinite in his deck, which I know David does not. I don't believe Enter the Infinite will be very good here. It's just
Right.
you want.
What is Enter the Infinite find?
Enter the Infinite. It's draw your deck, put one back. Hey Peter. But it's a sorcery, and you don't like. You want to be able to kill your opponent with powerful instants a lot in this matchup. All right, so we have a turn 1 preordained from David. Just looking for combo pieces, I'd imagine. This is going to end up being very awkward because what's assuredly going to happen is someone is going to cast Show and Tell. They're both going to put an Omniscience, and then we're going to have the waiting game.
Yeah.
Or a huge fight. It looks like Rich currently does not have Omniscience in his hand. David does not either. He has Show and Tell. He has...
There's a Ponder or Daze.
I believe that's 2 Show and Tells and a Dig.
Oh, okay.
And he's going to keep that Cunning Wish on top. I believe there's another...
There's the Omniscience for Rich.
Oh man, I'm excited. This is going to be beautifully degenerate. So we see a fetch. I hope we see just a ridiculous stack here.
Right.
Hello, chat. Let's see. We'll see what cantrip Rich decides to lead with here. I like these decks specifically because like they're so streamlined right now. Like you play like 16 cantrips and then just like your combo pieces. It's so hard to not
good.
find your combo. And Dig just ties the room together beautifully.
Yeah, Dig's still extremely powerful.
I've said it before, and I think it bears repeating that this is the best Dig through time deck. It's
Definitely really good.
Yeah, it's the deck that takes advantage of it the most. Ooh, Rich drawing Emrakul, which is interesting. I don't think Emrakul, because I think he might be tempted to put that in off of a Show and Tell. I don't think he want to. Looks like David sees Show and Tell and Omniscience and a Soul Land. All of those are pretty good here off this Ponder. He's definitely going to want this land, but he doesn't have a second blue source. His second land will have to be this colorless land. I think it's City of Traders.
Yeah. Yeah. It's going to be pretty awkward.
I think it's tempting to just keep Force of Will on top and just not play your land this turn. And just
Really?
hold back your defenses. Like, what does playing a land do versus this turn versus next turn do? Probably not much, right?
Sure.
Yeah, I think it's...
That's an Omniscience, though.
Yeah, Omniscience is going to be good. Yeah, he's just going to draw Force of Will and pass here. I wonder... I'm not sure if David is aware that this is a mirror yet, but fetching Basic Island and Preordaning is really only 2 decks in the format. It's either this or Storm.
Right.
No other decks are really playing Preordain.
Is High Tide still in the format?
Okay, it could also be High Tide, but High Tide is very unpopular and not a great deck, honestly.
Really?
I don't think so,
Okay.
personally.
Well, I don't play much Legacy.
Yeah.
The last time I played Legacy, High Tide was a good deck.
It's been a while, I'd say.
It has definitely been a while.
All right, so here.
All right,
is
here we
Show-
go. Off to the races,
so-
as some people would say.
Yeah. Looks like Rich has a few awkward cards in his hand. He has a Dream Halls, which is not going to do much, and he has the Enter, and the Emrakul. So right now he's trying to decide if he wants to put an Emrakul or Omniscience. I think you should definitely put an Omniscience.
Yeah.
So yeah, PGA. This is like kind of a YOLO show. This is the counter this Show and Tell because he's the second one in his hand.
Right.
All right, 2 Omnisciences, Dream Halls. All right.
Interesting.
So one of these is better than the other.
Correct.
The one that lets you cast your spells for free is slightly better, I think,
Right.
than the one that makes you discard a card. I think it'll end up being about the same because, as I said, Rich has some dead cards. We'll see what David decides to do here, though. Like, if he passes, Rich is just gonna I don't like putting this Dream Halls into play because now he can't just cast his Emrakul.
I mean, he can still Dream Hall out his
Omniscience.
his own Omniscience.
But it's just a slower.
it's slower.
turn,
Yeah, I don't really understand why he played Dream Hall instead of Omniscience here.
Yeah. So let's see what's going on here. So David's going to cast Ponder. So David has Omniscience in play, so he can cast anything from his hand for free. So he's starting with the weakest card in his hand to see if he can get a response out of Rich. Things are going to get weird I think we're going to build a pretty interesting stack.
We're gonna have an interesting game here. There's another Omniscience.
And a Gitaxian Probe and a Brainstorm. I'd be tempted to keep this just so I could see what's going on in Rich's hand.
And he has a Brainstorm anyway, so...
Yeah, so and the Brainstorm's good. Yeah, and he's going to do just that. He's going to keep the Probe, and I believe he'll just be casting that.
Yeah.
Let's see if he pays 2 life. I don't think he did. Rich gonna... I think he's just going to let that resolve. His hand is just a couple Force of Wills, or maybe 1 Force of Will, as well as the aforementioned Omniscience, Emrakul, and Enter
Yeah,
the
he had an
Infinite.
Omniscience in his hand. We're not too sure why he didn't play it either,
No. I'm not certain.
but we will figure it out
Yeah.
at
Well-
the conclusion of this game.
So we have Cunning Wish, Enter the Infinite, Show and Tell, Omniscience, Emrakul, and Force of Will. I think Rich is right now regretting putting in that Dream Halls,
Yeah.
especially seeing. I think he expected David to put in something worse.
Sure.
Is what happened. Like he expected something like an Emrakul, or
Right.
or a Grizzlebrand or something, which he could very easily beat in this scenario.
Yeah, I mean,
I think I still put in.
I'd still
Omniscience
put
in
in
this scenario.
Omniscience here. Because, you can just... Does Dream Halls let you do it at instant speed? I don't think so. Right? It's just...
Dream Halls does not.
It's a very complicated card.
Yeah,
It does.
it lets you do basically the same thing as Omniscience. You just have to discard a card each time you cast a spell that shares a color.
That shares a color, yeah.
I'll pull this up here. There's Dream Halls for you. Sorry about the wonky lettering that's going on here. The overlay kind of just reacts sometimes and freaks out and struggles and things. But we want to give you guys just a look at Dream Halls here. But yeah, Dream Halls is symmetrical, but which does matter a lot of times. In this scenario, it's not going to matter since David has his Omniscience
Yeah,
to play. He is
for sure.
probably going to not choose to discard a card. I think right now he's deciding how he can kill Rich because the Release the Ants kill is a little unreliable. Like he could, if he goes for Release the Ants, Rich might just
Reveal the Emrakul to clash with
yeah, exactly.
his own Emrakul.
I think his plan is going to have to be to cast Emrakul here. So here we
Right.
see a Brainstorm. Let's see if Rich wants to respond. I don't think he would. Like he's got his 1 Force of Will. He's got this Cunning Wish. Well, it looks like he is going to do it. He's going to Force of Will, discarding the Show and Tell. I mean, the Show and Tell doesn't do very much here.
Of course. Alright.
And David gonna let that
That's-
resolve.
That's countered.
I think if you're David, you're probably all right with that, given that he has the Dig and the Cunning Wish, which
Yeah,
are both
he has a
more high
Cunning Wish.
impact.
Yeah, the Cunning Wish is gonna probably get in there.
Yeah, I think this is where Rich probably has to respond with his own Cunning Wish.
Right.
And that's what's going to happen here. And he's going to be discarding
His own Omniscience.
Omniscience, and David will just Force of Will it.
Right. Okay. This seems pretty over for Rich.
Yeah, I think we're going to see him go get... I think he might just get Eladamri's Call. We'll see what he decides to do. I think Emrakul is the fastest way to win the game. So Call will be the best. Yeah, and we are going to get Eladamri's Call. Let's pull up this one. I love cards like these in the sideboards of a mono blue deck.
Oh yeah.
Classic green-white card in your sideboard.
No problem.
Completely uncastable. Doesn't matter. And we're going to game 2.
Yeah. All right. That's it.
Quick game 1 there. But I even if Rich put in the Omniscience, there's not much he could do there. I think David's hand was too good.
Yeah, that's true. Though, yeah, I'm still confused as to why Dream Halls was the choice there.
Yeah, I think that might have just been a misclick by Rich, just like an IRL misclick. I've done it a million times, which is not good for me. But I think Omniscience makes a bit more sense.
I mean, it's
more
possible that he thought he was gonna die anyway, and then wanted David to think he was on Dream Halls and
That's-
not on Omnitel.
That's definitely possible.
But that's not very likely. It's not very good.
Yeah, it's not likely, but I think in any scenario, it's extremely hard for Rich to win that game, given that David had several action spells. Like Rich only had 1 Force of Will and 1 Cunning Wish as his action spells, and David had 3. Like so,
Right.
because you have more action spells, he's just automatically
You
going to be
just win the
favored.
game,
Yeah.
yeah.
He had more action spells. He actually had 4 action spells counting the Force of Will.
Right.
So there was basically no way David was going to lose that game. This is where I think David's sideboard's going to be pretty interesting because he has those Vendilion clicks and he also has Jace.
Jace the Mind Sculptor, better than all.
Better than all, and just a delight to have in play.
Card's so good.
Oh yeah, I think we're gonna see like a bit more of a fight over show and tell in these post board games. Like Like you want to be a bit slower and grindier, especially if you're playing what David's doing. Yeah, it looks like he's going to cut a show and tell. Just because he wants to focus more on
reacting to show and tells.
Yeah.
And his opponent's going to be casting show and tell anyway.
Correct. David's deck is also, I think, a little bit favored in the mirror because he has Thoughtseize.
Oh, yeah.
Like having
Thoughtseize is pretty good.
discard is just great. He's splashing black just for these Thoughtseizes, I believe. I don't think he's playing any other black cards in his 75. But Thoughtseize is pretty excellent. Both players are probably going to have their own copies of Flusterstorm and their own it's gonna dig through times. So this is going to be, I think, a strange series of games. The cards where they are different, I think, is where we're going to see like the real interesting action.
Right.
Where you can sort of gain an advantage in these sort of matchups. This deck's sweet though. I really like this deck. Any deck that gets to abuse Dig Through Time is A-okay in my book. I know this deck didn't win the Kyoto GP. It was won by Miracles. But I think this deck
still very powerful. It put multiple copies in the top eight.
It's extremely powerful. I'm a kind of a fan a little bit more of the red splash because I think that Pyroblast is just like one of the best sideboard cards in Legacy.
Sure.
But I can see the merits of the black splash are certainly clear to me in any sort of combo mirror, especially just the straight mirror, which we see right here.
Right.
All right, so both players can take a look at their opening sevens. Rich will be on the play. Probably just hoping for a pile of cantrips and Force of Wills here.
Yeah.
I can't imagine like what specific things you're looking for.
Yeah, these games definitely seem like they're going to be very drawn out.
Yeah, they certainly can be. A lot of maneuvering involving cantrips. Looks like Rich has kept his hand and David is going to 6 here. Got to be good news. Card quantity seems pretty important here.
Right.
Because of like what happens when both players have omniscience into play. You sort of get into this weird waiting game where whoever has the most answers sort of fights through. So we'll see how that works out. Rich's hand, let's see. I saw a few cantrips, a Force of Will, and a Soul Land. I'm assuming there's also a couple blue producing lands in there. So we'll see how his draw matches up this round. I think from the appearance of Rich's deck earlier, he is just mono blue. Probably not splashing at all.
Yeah, I didn't see any other colored spells in his deck.
Or volcanic islands or anything like that. Which is fine.
Do you know if David's splashing into the colors?
Black.
Oh, right. We went over that.
I've seen versions that splash both. I've seen like black and red. But I think it's a little greedy to play the 3-color version of the deck. I think one of the best the biggest draws to the deck for me is playing a bunch of basic islands.
Right.
Just like making sure that you're effectively wasteland proof and like dazed and spell pierce proof for a lot of it. All right, let's see what's going on this 6-card hand. Let's see. Ooh, just a lot of mana. A lot of mana and a show and tell and a Thoughtseize. Looks like he's just gonna keep.
He's keeping it.
Hard to mulligan. I mean, you have an interactive spell, and you have basically a dead card in show and tell when you have nothing to put in, but it probably will end up being valuable. See a Preordain with Omniscience and a Brainstorm, and Rich is just gonna ship him. I think he's already got the thing to put into play.
Yeah.
We'll see how David will navigate his turn. See if he wants to. Looks like he drew Gitaxian Probe for the turn. This will let him know if he wants to cast Thoughtseize. So we get to see Rich's hand. We got Omniscience, Brainstorm, Preordain, Force of Will, Island, and Ancient Tomb. So makes sense that they ship that extra Omniscience. Don't really need a second
he doesn't
copy.
need it.
It's pretty tempting to just Thoughtseize it away though if you're David. I think.
Yeah.
Just like try and make it so that when you draw into your Omniscience, you can, actually, you already have the show and tell, so you just need to draw into Omniscience and something for that Force of Will. Draws Ponder.
He does have the Black Source, obviously.
So this is going to be a tough turn, I think, for David, because Rich doesn't have the win, theoretically. Like, he doesn't have show and tell. And you saw that he bottomed off of his Preordain. So it's kind of tempting, I think, to Ponder this turn and not Thoughtseize.
Yeah. He doesn't. There's no threat to him right now.
Theoretically, but he does know that Rich has the Soul Land and the Omniscience. So, I mean, if the top card,
that's true.
If the top card of his deck is show and tell, that's pretty bad.
Yeah. All right. David's going to 17 here.
I think this will indicate what he's gonna do if we see him fetch up an Underground Sea. Yeah, I think this is probably gonna indicate a Thoughtseize.
Yeah, he's probably gonna Thoughtseize this turn.
Probably just doesn't want to mess around with it. Doesn't want to sit there and just hope that the top card isn't show and tell.
Yeah.
Um,
Leaving nothing to chance.
we'll see if Rich decides to fight over this with his Force of Will.
Oh, David does have a show and tell, so
Yes. Yeah, and as we predicted, David will take the Omniscience, leaving Rich with just cantrips and a Force of Will. So the card
draws a
drew.
land for the turn. There's a Flooded Strand.
This means he does get to Brainstorm for some value. Let's see what he hits. Dig through time. Ooh. Enter the Infinite. And Ponder. Dig is an excellent draw here.
Yeah.
Dig seems like one of the most important cards in the matchup, if not
Yeah,
the most
it's
important
very
card.
good.
Like, because it's the only one that's like a straight up 2-for-1. Like, everything else is just like a cantrip. You're just like cycling through your
You're
deck.
just
But like,
reacting.
Dig is where you actually gain an advantage.
Right.
So he's definitely thinking about putting back this island, which makes sense. And I didn't see what the other card he put back was. But we see a fetch, and I'm assuming this will just end up being another cantrip played this turn, probably the Preordain that he had left over in his hand.
Yeah.
So we're just setting up here. I like this. Both players hanging around, casting their cantrips. This is good legacy of Magic right here.
Seeing who's gonna blink first.
I was just gonna find their combo first, at least it looks like for Rich, because Rich is the one who needs to find. He's short both of his pieces right now. He has like a lot of dig. It looks like he has hit a Ponder off that, so he sees Pluto Delta. Is that a Gitaxian Probe? Yep.
Yeah, it's a probe and something
I think
else.
another land. Not a lot of action there.
Probably gonna shuffle this. I guess it's not.
He's going to keep the Probe. We'll see if he decides to cast the Probe this turn. He's just going to wait. I'm assuming this is a relevant card on top that we did not see. So we'll see what David draws for the turn. Force of Will. I mean,
It's pretty good.
it's all right, right? You can.
It's one of the spells he needs to hold on to.
Yeah, for sure. And it's a little rough because, he doesn't really have much to do with it.
Okay,
Ooh.
there it is.
Wow, those are some hits.
Those
right there.
are some good cards.
Omniscience, Dig Through Time, Flusterstorm. You want all those.
Yeah,
Those cards are
he's
great.
definitely keeping all of those.
Yeah, this is a little tough because like you kind of don't want to go off until you have all three because you want that Flusterstorm to fight Rich's Force of Will.
Right.
Um,
I think he can afford to wait too because he knows Rich doesn't really have it.
Yeah.
He just got rid of the Omniscience.
well, he does, but Rich has seen like 6 cards since then.
Yeah, that's true, I guess.
7 including his draw step.
No, he did shuffle 3 of them away, or 2 of them away with
Yeah.
his fetch land.
So yeah, so you're basically working with much more limited knowledge on his hand. You can be certain that he kept the Force of Will, but that's about it, I think.
Yeah.
David's certainly going to keep all these cards, and he decided to draw the Flusterstorm this turn.
Right, that makes sense because if Rich tries to go for it randomly,
Yeah, you need it. You want to
he
be
has
able
a
to fight over it.
response.
Okay, so there just was Pluto Delta there for Rich. And it looks like he just has one more cantrip and the Dig. So Dig is the big card he wants to resolve here. He wants to, if he can resolve this Dig, he's going to be in pretty good shape to win the game. So, 2 lands right to the bottom.
Yeah, that's not what he wants.
Get out of here.
And another land. All right,
Perfect.
this is great.
Yeah. So
We're doing great here.
Rich just drawing a bunch of garbage. Nothing
Yeah.
great. And it's super awkward that he's been drawing fetch lands specifically too because these scries are sort of getting invalidated if he has to shuffle them away.
Because he has to fetch.
Yeah, like he just bottomed 2 lands, so if he wants to crack this for an island, he's necessarily shuffling in 2 blanks back into his deck.
Right.
But Rich is going to play the Pluto Delta, and he's just going to pass the turn back to David. David with no plays on end step, just going to untap and draw either the Omniscience or the Dig. Didn't get a good look at it.
Shuffled it in.
It's Dig.
Okay.
He draws Dig. So his top card is Omniscience. All right, he's going to play the Lotus Petal. Ancient Tomb. Let's see if he decides to go for it.
Oh, is he gonna go?
No,
he's
I
not.
think he wants to wait until
He
he
wants to wait
has.
next turn.
Oh, he doesn't. He also doesn't have the Omniscience in his
Oh,
hand.
right. All right, that makes sense.
Yes. So Rich gonna fetch here. We'll see what Rich wants to do. This might be an end step Dig here, and I think David's gonna be forced to fight over that. There's no raffle tonight, unfortunately. Sorry, guys. I think the raffle prizes have sort of built up a lot right now, and so we're waiting to get a few of those out at least. All right, so we see a dig.
Alright, is David gonna fight for this? Is this at the end step or
Yes.
No, this
This is on David's end step.
is okay.
So I think you have to fight over this. You could respond with your own dig, and then Flusterstorm the.
Except he already knows his top card and he knows he wants that one.
Yeah, it's tempting not to dig because of that, but I think that's what we're going to see here. So this is interesting. This will work out really well for David if Rich decides to Force of Will. So what'll happen is David is going to go for this. If Rich Force of Wills, David gets to Flusterstorm both of Rich's spells.
That's really good.
Yeah, which will be a pretty insane
Yeah.
blowout. For just like an absurd 2-for-1. I think that's what we're going to see
Oh
here.
gosh.
Yeesh.
That's pretty good.
So we see Force of Will pitching. I did not see what he was pitching, and this will be cracked for blue. And here's the Flusterstorm.
Alright, there it is. GG.
So this is pretty bad. This is not just the end of the game, but this is a pretty big beating.
Yeah.
Yeah, countering both the Force of Will and the dig through time. So David, in the exchange here, David gets to cast dig, and Rich loses Force of Will, a blue card, and dig.
everything, yeah.
Yeah, he's down to one card in hand, and David is resolving a dig through time.
And he's gonna cast Omniscience next turn.
So there's Omniscience, another copy of Thoughtseize, a
That's
Cunning
the
Wish.
Cunning Wish he needs. Yeah, this game's probably over, I think.
Yeah, I think he's just going to take Omniscience and Cunning Wish here,
Yeah.
and if he draws a blue card, then he has Force of Will backup.
Yeah, but I don't think Rich has any response.
No, Rich
Or else he would have played it just now.
certainly.
Or well, no, that's not true. If he has a Force of Will in hand,
is
he
his
can-
last
as a-
card? No, he has 2 cards in hand,
he
so
has two
it's
cards.
one of
His
them's Ancient Tomb.
Yeah, okay.
Ancient Tomb, and it's just 2 lands, Flood Strand. Let's see what Rich drew. Rich just drew another Flood Strand. These, for what it's worth, Rich's draws have been fairly abominable.
Yeah, they're pretty bad.
I think he's drawn 4 straight lands in a deck that generally runs 19 or 20 lands.
Yeah, it's
so
not good at all.
no, Pretty
Okay,
horrific.
so David draws the land, so he doesn't have Force of Will backup.
I think you just go for it anyways.
Yeah, I think he's still safe.
Like, it's a little awkward if Rich has a Force of Will, it's not great. But Rich is on 2 cards,
Right.
so and
Well,
he can't
even
hard
if he
cast.
gets Force of Will, Rich has no cards in hand.
Yeah.
He still has the Omniscience and the Force of Will in hand.
You probably fight over it just to get the Omniscience into play,
Yeah.
and then just hope you draw into a cantrip. But this will likely be the game here if Rich doesn't have action. It looks like Rich is just putting a
he's
land.
getting
in
a
play.
land.
So Ancient Tomb versus Omniscience. Here's the Cunning Wish,
And dead.
and this is gonna get Eladamri's Call and kill Rich, and that's the game.
Alright, that's it.
Wow, that was a sweet game, man. Really well played game from David there.
Yeah, for sure.
That Flusterstorm was brutal.
The biggest beating, the game winning, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got Flusterstorm is just such a good.
It's a very good card. If only it was legal in Modern.
No.
There were- oh wait,
I mean,
yeah.
it would be excellent.
It would be
Like-
very good.
Like it's funny because I really really dislike Spell Pierce in Modern.
Sure.
I think like a lot like it's just not super impressive, but this card's just so powerful. Like
Yeah.
it's a low investment. It just gets better. Like even though the game can go like kind of long, it's almost always very like live, and it's the best card in a fight.
Right.
It is the most miserable card in a fight on Magic Online.
Oh.
Can you imagine on Magic Online if your opponent casts Flusterstorm and then you have to Flusterstorm all their copies?
Oh my god.
I would just quit. I would concede.
Yeah, that was.
Horrible.
That's
the
That's
worst.
probably why nobody plays Legacy on Magic Online.
I think that and like the fact that like Wastelands and Mission Imports are like 100 tickets. Although
Yeah,
Tempest Remastered's coming out soon,
that's true. And these will go down.
Theoretically.
For sure. Theoretically.
right? Hard to predict what goes on with the Magic Online metagame.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Omnitel mirror is definitely it's just a strange mirror.
It is very interesting to watch.
Yeah, like
I liked it.
I did as well. It's just there are other mirror matchups that are just more about like, card advantage stuff like that. But combo mirrors always have a very distinct feel to them.
Right.
They're just and in Legacy in particular, where your cards are so powerful.
Yeah.
Like there's just like so much maneuvering going on that you have to like find your edges in certain places, and this is one of the ways. Flusterstorm.
Flusterstorm
All right.
gets you there.
So that's it for that match. We still have a bunch of time. Hopefully this time. All right, I'm gonna go out there Let's see if we have another match.
Just force somebody to sit on camera.
I'll stop.
Alright.
I'll just stop him right there.
What is my favorite Legacy deck? Well, I don't play much Legacy, and I don't own a Legacy deck. But if I had to say what my favorite Legacy deck was, it would probably be Delver, because I play that a lot in Modern. I can make mono blue Delver. Oh. Is mono blue Delver any good? It's kind of hard to do that without a lightning bolt. High Tide Merfolk. Wait, I thought High Tide had candelabras. Isn't that card like $1 million? A 2/2 or 3/1 to Ghost. We're still talking about Lone Pucks? What if you just won 8? I am currently a student here. Solidarity. What's Solidarity? I don't know these decks. Explain to me what Solidarity is. What? This doesn't make sense to me. Oh, sorry. I realize that now. There are multiple Delver decks. What's up, Jameson? There are multiple Delver decks in Legacy. I guess I like blue-red. I like blue-red Delver.
Oh, he's here. I didn't see him.
Oh, reset? Okay. Why is it called Why is it called Solidarity then? These people are confusing me, man.
Reset High Tide?
Reset High Tide. We're talking about budget decks.
Reset High Tide is like not super expensive. You just play like usually like Force of Wills. You don't play Time Spiral on this deck. You just play this card.
You just play reset.
Yeah. But yeah. So we do not have another match officially, but we do have Glacier playing against Rich again, and Rich has a different deck.
Interesting. All right.
So I think we're just gonna watch that. We'll see what sweet deck Rich is playing. How does this camera keep getting moved?
You
I'll be
keep
right
bumping into it. There are no giveaways today. Sorry. We are currently very far behind in the ones that have already happened. So, yeah, until those happen, we probably won't be doing this. Yeah, I still like Blue-Red Delver, even with Dig Through Time instead of Treasure Cruise. You gotta like twist it. Budget. Still tier 2. Yeah. Alright. See you later, Crimson Viper. Alright. Let's see what's going on over here.
Is it good?
It's good enough.
That camera is naming Goblin.
Alright. Oh, is he playing goblins here?
There's a turp with
Mog or Marshall? With Mox?
with Chromox.
Chromox?
Oh my god, I screwed this up. I have to fix this later. All right.
It's kind of twisted.
I can't imagine I would want to play my Goblin deck
Against Omnitel?
against Mono Blue combo.
Yeah, this does not seem like the matchup you want to see as the goblin.
Turn 1 Lackey, losing his mind. Goblins on camera. This is your time. How is there no turn 1 Lackey? This is ridiculous.
Yeah, I agree. Hey, Phil, you made it worse.
I did. Thanks, guys. I did make it worse. I am not helping. All right, so this is sort of our bonus match here. All right, there we go. All right, so we did pay Echo on our Mog War Marshal here.
All right, interesting.
Swing for 2. Get in there. Usually not what you
Get
see.
there.
You usually see that thing sacrificed immediately. What is in his hand? I saw at least one ringleader. Man, these goblins. Earwig Squad. Yeah, Earwig Squad is a great way to beat Omnitel.
Oh man.
All right, we're gonna change the deck name. Old Gobos. You guys get to watch this Goblins match. We got a brainstorm from David. If he could just get, I mean, if Rich draws like a port or something, he could maybe try and mana deny David out of the game, but it's pretty tough on the Wastelands are going to be not great.
Yeah, for sure. You don't want Wasteland against mono blue.
No, I mean at least David is splashing, but he's just not going to fetch
Yeah,
the
he's
underground
just not
seas. You don't even need it. Like, what are you going to Thoughtseize them?
Does he even have Thoughtseize main deck?
Yes, they're
Oh,
our
really?
main deck.
Interesting.
But it's not like you need to draw them against a deck that has basically all creatures in it.
Exactly.
I won.
You want a game?
I won a match.
In
Oh,
ca-
you want a match?
In,
Nice.
in case you guys are wondering, Gregory Schaefer did win his match against Imperial Painter. So unfortunately, Imperial Painter was 0-2. And fortunately for Greg Schaefer, he is 1-1. Apparently there are 3 Omnitel decks here today, though. So
Jeez.
go figure. All right, we got a ponder.
So this wasn't a paired down?
No, I guess this wasn't. I think I'm just stupid.
Okay.
In any case, it still could be. There are 10 players.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
it's. I think this still was, because I believe that Rich lost to Esper last round.
Interesting.
Because there was a Storm beat Lands, unsurprisingly. Horrible matchup for Lands. As we said, Lands crushes mid range blue and struggles against combo.
You're right.
Fast combo. And then Death and Taxes beat Omnitel. And what else? Who was the last match? Esper is currently playing against what is Alex playing? Not Alex. I forgot his name. Who Tone's playing against?
I don't even know.
He's
I go up.
maybe like Mono Blue Delver. That's what he was playing last week. Or
Alright.
last couple weeks.
I agree, Termalaki. Greg wins a match. Goblins on cam. What's the world coming to? I agree completely, man.
Well, I drew very well against Painter. At the
Drew
end of
very
game,
well.
It seems
Okay.
like a pretty tough matchup, actually.
At the end of game 1, my hand was 3 Force of Wills and 3 blue cards that I didn't have to use.
Oh.
Well, I eventually used a Force of Will to counter his Red Blast when he was trying to counter my Lightning Bolt, which was just going to kill him.
Wow.
It's a good scenario.
Must be.
Game 2, I drew my 1 of Ancient Grudge.
Do you board in Pyroblast in that matchup?
I did not.
It's like kind of tempting, isn't
I
it?
don't. Yeah, I almost did. I wasn't sure. I erred on the side of caution and just took out Fork Bolt for Crows and Grip and Ancient Grudge.
Mhm.
I did not bring in Spell Snare either. I don't know if that's wrong or right. But I won somehow.
Ooh.
Nice.
Yeah.
The fun of intuition coming in. I'm assuming this is getting 3 show and tells. Yes, it is. Which one do I get? Kind of adorable that intuition fuels dig through time. Let's see what non-goblin spells Goblin is worried about. Yeah, I don't think there are spells that David could possibly be worried about in a game.
I think he has the combo anyway,
Yeah.
so it doesn't matter.
Let's see what Rich decides to put into play off
He
this
just
show.
wants
and
to
tell.
be safe for this, I guess.
I can't imagine what thing could come into play. It looks like there's a War Chief. So his
Right.
goblin spells are now cheaper, though they will not matter.
You're right.
Let's see. So David's got the Flusterstorm, which does nothing. Probe. Matron, Krenko Mob Boss, and I think that's I honestly don't even know what that last card is. Preordain.
It's a newer card too.
There's a Brainstorm and a Probe. It's like tempting. I think you just bottom the Probe because it doesn't. It's actually the same as putting on the top.
Right.
I think you put. Yeah, I think that's what he's realizing now. You definitely keep Brainstorm. Brainstorm's all right, fine.
All right. He's
Gas
keeping the probe.
Draw. Cast Brainstorm.
Increasing his storm count.
Yeah, well, might as well. There's a preordained, so we can put 2 crappers on top and then bottom them and then brainstorm again.
He's just going off.
I'm pretty sure he has everything he wants. He could just. Oh, actually, no. He could just put.
You can put
something.
another omniscience in the play. Oh,
And now
there's a
just get
cunning wish.
Release,
Okay.
I think he's just gonna release the ants.
The ants shall be.
Ooh.
Ooh.
This is. By the way, I will have you know. This is entirely unnecessary.
He's
is
just
showing
doing
off.
it for the camera.
This is all for you.
Doing it for you guys.
I got a brainstorm. We got
The impulse.
a wish. Let's see if he wants the impulse. Does he want it? He does want
All
it.
right.
Got the impulse. We're in there. Let's see what's gonna go on here. I'd imagine impulse we'll start with. You should play a storm card in this sideboard. You need the problem is like the
Wait,
only
grape shot.
no you can't play Grape Shot. You have to play Brain Freeze. It's the only one that's
Oh
instant.
right. Okay.
But-
That's true.
All right, wish for that. Brainstorm. Put the stupid omniscience back on top. Target.
And dead.
Target you. Do you have a 10 drop? Do you have something that costs more than 10? No, you do not. You are dead, sir.
Jeez.
I think the hardest part about playing Omniscience is remembering to put your wished cards back in your sideboard.
Oh yeah, that's for sure.
That's something I would very easily mess up.
Right. Back when the rule was like you had to have 15 cards in your sideboard,
Yeah.
people got so many game losses at major events because of that.
from wishes.
From wishes, they just presented like 61 cards with 14 card sideboard,
Man.
and they get tased.
Although you used to be able to if the way Wish works, it just says a card from exile, I think originally.
Right.
A card outside the
you
game.
own from outside the game.
So
yeah.
what you could the exile zone used to be outside the game, so you could just infinitely wish for wishes.
Oh jeez,
I
that's
believe-
so good.
I believe that's how it used to work. They fixed all this,
Right.
a long time ago, but so it makes sense now.
They figured out they were doing it wrong.
I don't know if there's a sideboard for this Goblins deck, but if I'm Omnitel, I'm not sideboarding. There's no card I would want. I don't like
That's true.
Like maybe like you don't even play like sorcery speed like Wrath things. Like there's a I'm never gonna remember the name of this. It's volcanic something, volcanic spray.
Fallout.
Yeah,
Oh, this one.
yeah. You should play this one in his sideboard. I've seen this in people's sideboards to combat Young Pyromancer.
Oh wow! Why don't they just play Volcanic Fallout?
If you, I think because you want to cast it.
Oh, you want to?
You don't want red.
Okay,
If you're usually just playing like a couple Volks. So.
sure.
But yeah, we'll put volcanic spray away. I'm not leaving that up. All right, fetching the much maligned Badlands.
Badlands.
Yeah.
It's pretty bad.
You don't see Badlands a lot. It's in the name, bad. But we got therapy, and therapy is great. I wonder what he names here. He probably just named Show and Tell. Can't imagine there's a better name. If he names Show and Tell, and then he's got 2 cards. David definitely has 2 copies of Show and Tell in his hand currently. That'll be pretty delightful.
That'd be pretty great.
I wouldn't hate it.
Goodlands.
Yeah, let's see. Yep.
Oh, there it is.
2 for 1 acquired. Beautiful. The blind double hit on therapy is just
Yeah,
delightful.
the joke is David's still pretty far ahead because he still has
Ponder,
the Cunning Wish.
Yeah.
and is that the Omniscience?
Yes, it
Yeah,
is.
he's still very far ahead.
We'll start with the probe. I messed up and didn't reset life totals.
Oh well, no, I guess he's not that far ahead because
Yeah, we've got
he's gonna play a creature and then flashback therapy.
Mog War Marshal will be the perfect draw here. It looks like we have. Do you have to leave in Gem Palm Incinerator? That card does not do anything in this matchup.
Yeah,
There's a Goblin Chieftain and a Matron, but
I think he wants to shuffle this. These cards are pretty bad. You don't really
What was-
want.
what were
Force
David's
of Will.
cards?
It was Force of Will and Thoughtseize.
I certainly don't like those cards.
Yeah, he's shuffling. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
there it is.
You just want Show and Tell. Like, find Show and Tell, kill my opponent, move on.
Or find another. Yeah.
Show and Tell is certainly the Show and Tell, or I think, I don't know what his hidden card is, if it's like maybe another blue source, but the way you beat discard in this deck is dig through time. Fill your graveyard? Sure. Cheap dig. That felt pretty bad. That felt pretty bad for a time when Cruise was legal. It was like the worst. Like, playing Thoughtseize just felt horrible.
Right.
You just like have, like, you Thoughtseize your opponent and it would just make their cruises cheaper.
Right.
Horrible. Just like the worst feeling. Alright, let's see what we got here. Rich gonna draw.
I assume Rich is going to flashback.
He doesn't have a 2-mana creature.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. I
in-
thought that was a goblin fodder, but it's not.
No,
Or dragon fodder.
Which this one?
Yeah.
That's a Goblin Chieftain.
It's goblin chieftain. It's much better than goblin or dragon fodder.
Must be nice.
Wow. Great game, everybody.
And we're done here.
And that's all, folks.
Well, you 2-for-1 me off my show and tells? No big deal. One on top of my
I'll find it
deck.
anyway.
That's the best part. Sometimes you just draw your show and tells.
Just gonna get it anyway.
Just kill your opponent. No big deal.
Nobody plays dragon.
No. People play.
Yeah,
The Dragon Fodder people play is Mog War Marshal.
Right.
We'll go shit back to the booth here. Don't wanna watch any more beatings like that. Yeah,
Oh,
this
man.
is the closest thing you'll find. This is whoop. There we go. I spelled it like Mog War Marshal Sutcliffe.
Marshall Sutcliffe. Yeah. Mog or Marshall Sutcliffe.
Turns out 2 L's is the name, 1 L is the word, is the noun.
Right.
In any case, yeah, this is the perfect card with Cabal Therapy. Like,
Right, you
fine.
just sacrifice this.
Get your value immediately. Much like Young Pyromancer, you just have to work hard by playing a Goblin spell.
Right.
In any case, yeah, show and tell, real fun card. It's great. You get to just
You
kill
gotta
your
win the
opponent.
game straight up.
Very little effort. What did you do? Well, put show and tell in my deck with a bunch of card
Exactly.
draw spells. My opponent died. All right. Well, I think they're gonna play another game for us. I don't think there's much sideboarding going on here, with the exception of these Cabal therapies for Rich. But because I'm assuming David just wouldn't want to sideboard any cards.
Yeah.
He's got Force of Will, Show and Tell, a couple lands. I see at least one island. I believe that's a city as well. Yep. Sand's actually pretty bad.
Yeah.
It's very mana heavy, but it's a turn 1 Show and Tell.
Really?
Yeah, it just doesn't have anything to put in with it. Oh, it's here. Turn 1 Lackey.
Turn one lackey.
Get excited.
This is for you, turn one lackey.
This is happening. Oh, man. Is he going to Force of Will it? That's not going to be fun. No, it's in there. Lackey is resolved. Ooh, this is tempting. He could just Thoughtseize here just to take away the best goblin. This does open him up to Wasteland, though. Which
Right.
previously he would not be open to. I think that's what he's deciding here. Turn 1 Lackey is losing his mind because Turn 1 Lackey.
Exactly.
All right, yeah. He is going to Thoughtseize here and try and hope that Rich has only one good goblin to put into play. Turn 1 Lackey used to be such a scary thing. Man.
Oh, the times have changed.
Yeah, they printed Deathrite Shaman.
Oh, yeah.
Not
That
nice.
guy's pretty good.
Why is it a 1/2? Why?
I don't know.
It's just rude. Like
Does everything.
all these stupid squires blocking these lackeys. And here's the Thoughtseize. We see Krenko. We see some cards that I can't see right at. Chrome Mox, Aether Vial. Yep, only one goblin.
Oh, wow.
Unlucky. Let's see if Rich can draw something sweet. He can.
Ooh.
Goblin Chieftain's a fine
pretty
draw.
good. I assume he's going to Wasteland.
Yeah,
too.
he's going to Wasteland, attack for 1, and put in this Chieftain.
I do not think there's any mud in the house today.
There is not. Ding. Here's my Goblin Chieftain. And this is especially good because it means that all the rest of his goblins have haste.
Yuck.
One of the many goblins that... this and War Chief are the ones that give haste here.
If you want to pull up the card, you got to show it.
Oh, yeah, you do the thing. Do the thing. There we go. Perfect.
There it is.
The Chieftain. In there. Got a 2/2 Goblin Lackey. Everything's going great.
Exactly.
We'll see what David has to do here. I mean, he basically just needs to find an Omniscience, and he can kill Rich. I think he has everything else he needs. Force of Will is pretty foul in this matchup.
Right.
So drawing it
He's
is not
taking
great.
that too.
Yeah, life total doesn't matter too much unless Rich does something like draw.
Lightning bolt.
No. Oh my God, what is it called? Pile Driver. Goblin Pile Driver.
Oh, right.
This is the card that just changes clocks. Oh, this is the weird one that I've never seen before. There we go. That's what a Pile Driver looks like. Oh man. This is a card that when I was a kid ruined a lot of casual games. Things are going fine and then you just die.
This card's so good.
This and Raphelos. Raphelos ruined a lot of games. God, Raphelos is not a fair card. But yeah, Pile Driver's a sweet one. Let's see what David has to do this turn. I mean, getting Wastelanded was pretty poor. But looks like he has a Ponder. He's just taking his time. The plus side is that he knows that Rich has only, has no relevant cards in his hand.
Right.
We got a bunch of followers tonight. I wanted to thank everyone for following. Let's see, we got
yeah.
Big Guy 9, Madden Fan 31, Zoomaster, Mox Elliott, Mr. Misty,
Derek Wildspeaker.
Mir Jitsu, and Sean M. Thank you guys for following. Always appreciate it.
Welcome to the
Love getting more
streamers.
followers. Let's see what we got. Rich still not have a lot going on. Just gonna pass. Didn't even get to put in anything with the lackey here. Did get an attack for 4.
He's got a pretty decent clock here. David does have to do something.
Yeah, David needs to draw a good spell soon. And this Shovel of a Ponder is good news if you're Rich. I mean, this is a 3-turn clock. Ideally he draws like some.
Yeah,
some
if he draws
thing that
another
can attack.
creatures. Often 5 and X Pestilence X. Thank you guys for following. Welcome to the stream.
Ooh. Yeah, we got 2 show and 2 Force of Wills, Island, City of Traders, Lotus Petal, Show and Tell. He has Intuition, so theoretically he could. Yep, that's what he's gonna do.
Yeah.
He's gonna play the Petal and the City, and he's gonna Intuition end step for Omniscience. But he's still gonna need a thing to do.
Right.
Let's see what Rich has got here. He's got a Wooded Foothills. Let's see if he's got a Goblin to play. He does not.
Yikes.
He can cast any Goblin in his deck that's not Siege Gang Commander, so I'm assuming he would have cast these things in main phase 1.
Right.
Also just to up the clock. And, yep, Lackey Trigger, nothing.
Brutal.
This is...
What's the point of a turn 1 lackey if you can't lackey anything else? Come on.
Getting that... I mean, here's the thing. Krenko is, like, probably the best or second best one to put into play. Really.
I guess his Krenko did get Thoughtseized.
Yes, Krenko would have been incredible. Especially, I mean, Krenko is, like, pretty good. Like a pretty, like, great clock, but it's insane once you start involving Goblin Chieftain.
Yeah.
It's just... Like, yeah, David would
unbelievable.
David would have assuredly lost this game if that Krenko had come into play.
Yeah, for sure.
So I think right now he's trying to decide what he wants to go for off this Intuition.
Oh, actually, his goblins aren't going to do anything because David has so many Force of Wills.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, without a...
So he does have 2 turns to find what he needs.
He's not going to Intuition. Ooh, drawing the redundant Show and Tell is pretty poor. This is also bad because he can't really play his island, or he's going to lose his City of Traders.
So he's going to Intuition. He's not going to Intuition. Well, I assume he's going to tap his island and his city
And just
for his
cast it.
Intuition.
Yeah, that would... now we're just going to see a pass. Well, now this is bad because I think this Vial on 3 is like...
Okay,
Oh, yeah, this is going to be game. If as long as Rich vials in this Matron, instead of casting it, and that's what he's gonna do.
There it is.
Matron,
And
fetch.
that's the game.
You just go. I think you just go get Siege Gang here actually, because all you need to do is connect. Like if you want, I guess you don't know he has Force of Will, but the way you'd play around Force of Will here is by going to get Siege Gang for like the last couple points. Although for what it's worth, this is lethal anyways.
Yeah.
This is already 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 damage. I don't think David can stop this in any way.
No, David has not scooped yet, so...
Yeah, unless we have life totals wrong, which is entirely within my range.
It's entirely possible.
Tuk Tuk Scrapper.
Oh, man, he's trying to scrap.
Oh, goodness. I gotta pull up the old Scrap Daddy.
Scrappy Doo.
This is a sweet one. I like Tuk Tuk Scrapper. Comes in, when Tuk Tuk Scrapper or another ally enters the battlefield under your control, you may destroy target artifact. If that artifact is put into a graveyard this way, Tuk Tuk Scrapper deals damage to that artifact's controller equal to the number of allies you control. I think that this should still be lethal, unless I just like dramatically have life totals incorrect. And it's getting Force of Will anyway, so...
He tapped his island to Ponder 2 turns ago, and he didn't do anything this most recent turn.
That's
why.
game! And that's game.
And
Goblins.
yeah, that is a game for Goblins.
All right, I want to point out, I did not think Goblins was going to win any games. I was very convinced they would lose every single one of these
I was
games.
also convinced of this. So,
Go Goblins.
go Goblins. We're better than expected.
Yeah.
Oh,
All right,
okay.
I'll go run and grab pairings.
You're good. Okay.
Let's see what we got going.
Yeah, I don't really know why he didn't Intuition. Let's bring up Intuition here. I don't know the full text on it. Intuition. Oh gosh. Intuition. Oh my gosh, this keyboard. Yeah, search for 3 cards. Sorry. There's no in between. This is intuition, guys. He had a wish in hand, he had intuition, he had 3 show and tells, and he had 2 force of wills. So, and he had the omniscience. Or no, he didn't have the omniscience. But he could have intuitioned for 3 omnisciences, I guess. Well, no, he had the parts. I just don't really know why he didn't use the parts. We'll have to see what was going on then. No, there were no therapies this game. So, yeah, so he definitely could have just found 3 omnisciences. The difference between this and Gifts Ungiven is this can be 3 of the same card. So he could have found 3 omnisciences off of just intuition, and then show and tell it into play. Yeah, I could not tell you why this was not the case, but he lost the game because of it. So that's that, I guess. Alright, we got Bigian Intuition here.
Always and forever.
Choose a card type.
Okay.
Then reveal the top 4 cards of your library. Put all cards of the chosen type revealed this way
Bigian Intuition.
into your hand,
My
and the rest
goodness.
into your graveyard.
You've lost control of the chat.
Alright. I don't know what's going on here. Oh, he's fixing the camera, I hope. We got Jameson here. Alright. So let's go. Left player life. Let's fix these up here. Got 20 here. Or 20 here. Oh, no, we're not. 220. Got 20 here. I think Jameson's playing Death and Taxes. I'm not too sure who's on the right here. I guess we'll wait for Phil to come back to see what's going on there. But I do know Jameson is playing Death and Taxes. Alright, what's everybody talking about here? Oh. Oh yeah, these are great. I'm definitely a fan of Klug.
Okay.
Who's on the right?
Oh, we got Anthony Zinni.
Okay, you can.
All right. I believe both players are 1-1. Ooh, that hand looks nice. That's a snap keep if I've ever seen one.
Oh, he's just straight up. Oh, he's showing it to the camera.
Yeah, since Jameson's not there.
Okay.
Right player name. I believe it's his birthday today as well, so happy birthday, Tone. You deserve it. You deserve it being your birthday. We got the old Esper Stone
You
player.
deserve to be born.
Yes. It's so lucky. Left player record 1-1. Yeah, we saw Jameson has played against Omnitel twice today, and he has 1-1 against it.
I have to give you guys a giveaway for last week and this week.
Uh-huh.
I know. Dude, yeah. Don't like it.
All right.
All right, looks like
So good news, guys. We have a giveaway.
We have a giveaway. It's a pretty nice one.
It's a doozy. We'll bring it up next round, so we can, or we'll bring it up in a second. But we are giving away We'll show you after this. It's awesome.
You'll like it.
You will be very pleased. Wow, this looks ridiculous. Not Japanese.
It is Japanese.
Okay. All right.
It is a Japanese card.
Yeah, first hint is that it's Japanese. We will tell no more than that.
It is a Japanese Pacific Island.
Yes, that would be exciting. Just Japanese basic island. But yes, we do have a giveaway. We will let you know what it is very soon. But we will probably give it away after this round. After game 1, we'll say what the giveaway is. How about that? Build some hype.
We'll give another hint.
All right.
We'll give another hint.
What do you want? What you can choose the hint this
We'll
time.
tell them what set it's from.
Okay. It is from Onslaught. It's a Japanese card from Onslaught.
Oh wait, no.
Ooh, counterspell. All right. Well, anyways, we'll focus on the match at hand right now. And we
Right.
will focus on going on. It is not a foil card, but it is a sweet one.
It's
Right.
pretty cool.
So Jameson going for a turn 2 Stoneforge Mystic, and Zinni has the counterspell. And he's
And
just
there's the Vendilion click.
on the main phase.
Oh wow, that's a lot of planes.
A lot of planes. We got Mangara and Mirren Crusader as the only spells. This click is not going to do a ton of work as far as attacking goes, as long as Jameson has this Caracas out.
Right. But it will strip away his hand if he keeps bouncing it.
But yeah, this giveaway is a makeup for not having a giveaway the last week because we just didn't have a stream going on.
Right.
Yeah, you guys will see. All right, keep speculating.
Yeah.
You'll find out after the game. Let's see what Zinni decides to take here. I mean, neither of these cards are super threatening.
Yeah, I think Tone might just be inclined to say keep it.
Yeah, I mean, the Mangara could be a problem. I think that's the only card that's like possible to be annoying.
Yeah, but he doesn't have anything to back it up with, I think.
Yeah, I mean, he does have the Caracas at least, but
Yeah, Jameson's deck is all foil.
Yeah.
So
with the exception, I think, of maybe his Wastelands.
his Wasteland was foil.
It is? Well, geez.
It's the judge foil. Yeah, it's very beautiful.
Yeah. Mostly, a lot of it is also Japanese as well. I know his Stoneforge Mystics are Japanese.
Yeah, his
Well,
collection is very
incredible.
very incredible.
For those unaware, Jameson is one of the owners of
Yeah.
MTG Card Market. So his collection is expansive, to say the least. Let's see what he decides to do here. He has Mirren Crusader. I believe he's drawn Flicker Wisp, which is a pretty unexciting card to deploy right now.
Yeah, it doesn't really do anything for him. He's just playing the Mangara.
I think I like the Mirren Crusader a little bit more here, but this is still like
Yeah, I'm
fine.
assuming this is getting sword. Does he have swords?
No, I don't think Zinni has swords right now. It looks like he just has Snapcaster Mage, Caracas, Supreme Verdict.
Okay,
and
so
a few
that's an
lands.
attack with 3 here.
And he's just gonna play Caracas and bounce the Mangara right back to his hand. So that's gonna basically shut the Mangara out of the game. Zinni's Caracas,
You're right.
which is a little awkward. Like Vendilion Click's a little bit better against Caracas. At least you're gonna get value off of it. We do see Stoneforge Mystic, Brainstorm, and Island. I'd imagine he really wants the Stoneforge Mystic just to get.
Well, he
Jake.
already has one in his hand.
He's just decided not to play it.
Yeah.
Interesting. He is gonna keep though.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, that's fair.
And he just wants to pace the game in a way where he can get Jitte down and then immediately activate it.
Okay, so he wastelands the Caracas, and assuming he's playing the Mangara again.
And he does.
There it is.
Zinni has no answers, just untaps. Draws Stoneforge Mystics for turn. You're right, he does have a pair of Stoneforge Mystics this turn in his hand, as well as Polluted Delta and Supreme Verdict. I think maybe he just wants to wait to Verdict, but Jameson's hand is not really he's not really extending his hand very much.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't need to put a lot of threats into play because this Mangara is just going to start doing really annoying things.
That's what Mangara does.
Oh, yeah. Alright, Polluted Delta being cracked here for another Tundra. Zinni, realizing that already got 2 dual lands in play, you can't really play around Wasteland too much at this point.
Right.
Might as well complicate it so that Jameson has like a tough choice on choosing what to
Figure out which
Wasteland.
one, yeah.
I mean, all the mana
Well,
is
to be
important.
fair, it's probably going to be a black source.
Yeah, like just go for the single black source, but you could also, I mean, it's still tempting, I think, to go for the second white.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, and there's the swords.
Yeah, swords is a really,
So
really
this swords
good
is
draw.
definitely going to be kept in. Jameson's probably going to lose his Mangara here.
Yeah, we're gonna
He is going to gain some life, though, so
Oh.
that's pretty good.
only one.
Oh,
Unfortunately,
it's not even some. It's just
single life point.
single life point,
And then an attack for
and then
5.
he takes 5.
Um,
Definitely not looking the greatest for Jameson, especially because I assume he's getting a Battle Skull. Did he even play that card?
no, he's definitely gonna get Jitte.
Okay.
Uh,
oh yeah, Jitte's really good.
Yes, yes, it is.
We were talking about that card. Forgot.
It's a very, very, very powerful Magic card. Ah, we found a non-foil card. It's Richard Import.
Is there a foil version of that card?
There is.
I'm disappointed in James.
The set before, the 2 sets before it came out were the first foils.
Interesting.
The middle Urza set. Urza's Legacy. I think. Yeah. In any case, Jameson has Flicker Wisp, a couple basic planes. Looks like he has a 2-drop. His 2-drops are all very good, so I'd imagine this is going to be a good draw. Yep.
All right, there's
Stoneforge Mystic.
There's a Stoneforge Mystic. That's pretty good.
Yes.
It's not as good as Anthony's Stoneforge Mystic.
No.
Because he got it first.
Exactly. I'm wondering what he's going to go for. It's definitely between Batterskull and Jitte.
I can see taking the Battle Skull here because I'm assuming Jameson's never going to have a creature to attack with.
It's definitely possible, but the upside here is that he can leave this Jitte in his hand. He can pass. The Zinni cannot attack with his Vendilion Click, unless he wants to get because it'll just get bounced by Karakas, or he can't connect with it. He can't put the Jitte on it, so he has to put it on either the Stoneforge or the Snapcaster.
Oh yeah, that's true.
It's still not great. I think Zinni's still favored from this position, especially given that he has a Dig Through Time in his hand.
Oh jeez. Yeah, that one's pretty good.
Yeah, I think we're just gonna see an equip on the Stoneforge Mystic.
Right.
And just an attack with the Click and the Mystic. I don't even know if he wants to attack. Attack with Snapcaster is basically free. Like, you're okay if Jameson trades, and you're okay with 2 damage.
Yeah.
Although he probably has to trade.
Well, no, he's still losing his Stoneforge Mystic here.
Yeah, so you might as well take the Snapcaster with it. So it's actually
Yeah.
the opposite of free. It's actually it actually has a real cost.
It's very not free.
The attack, I should say.
Yeah.
So I think it's actually tempting as Jameson or as Zinni
He could
not to
not-
attack.
he could
with
not
his
block.
Snapcaster.
I think not blocking and then Flicker Wisping next turn for the Battle Skull is an option. Though it doesn't look like that's what's happening here.
No, he's just gonna. I think it's ambitious to do that because Zinni can. If he goes Flicker Wisp, Zinni can just respond by killing the Stoneforge
Oh, yeah,
with the
that's
Jitte
true.
counters.
True.
So it looks like we still have Flicker Wisp, Jitte. He's gotta draw Swords to Plowshares very soon in order to deal with this creature. He's got to click on lock, but
Okay. Well, I assume Revoker's naming Jitte.
yes, assuredly. And then
And
we've
then
got
there's the
Mirrors.
Crusader. Alright, so it's not the worst
No,
here.
did he not name Jitte? What is? There seems to be a miscommunication. Did he name Stoneforge Mystic?
No, he definitely
okay,
named
yeah,
it.
That's
Okay.
what I thought. Yes, he's naming Jitte. So this is the good part here. Oh, Snapcaster Mage. That was the perfect draw.
Oh my gosh. That's
Um,
pretty good.
This is the downside. Like, you're playing a creature deck and your opponent has like removal spells and Snapcasters for removal spells. Verdict here is also just fine. Like, not upset about it at all.
Yeah. Because he still has a Jitte.
Yeah, he has Jitte in play, and now the Revoker's dead. He also has Dig Through Times and Snapcaster Mage for whatever Jameson's next threat is. So we're going to see a Wasteland on the Underground Sea.
Oh no, he can't play that.
I mean,
Well,
he can, but it's just going to die. So we see a response, and then a gain 2 life, I believe. And then his own Jitte. Oops. Gain 2 life. Alright, let's see what Zinni has to do here. He did just draw Thoughtseize, which doesn't really do anything here.
he just lost his Black Source,
Yes.
so he can't cast it.
only locked in on blue and white mana as it stands. We'll see what he decides to do
But
here.
he does have more cards in his hand, and he has a Dig Through Time. Okay. Yeah.
This Dig Through Time is going to be excellent.
This does not look great for Jameson here.
No. It's weird because, like, in Stoneforge Mirrors, a lot of times Death and Taxes I think is favored, but I think this is one of the few where it's most difficult because of, like, the presence of Snapcaster Mage and these cheap sweepers that they tend to play. Like, Zinni always has, like, an engineered explosives and stuff like Supreme Verdict in his deck, which are really, really frustrating to fight through. So he's going to take a Stoneforge Mystic and another Swords to Plowshares.
Yeah.
and we're going to see Stoneforge Mystic, which will likely get the Batterskull that's
Yeah.
left in his deck. I don't believe that Esper plays a third thing to get. I know Death and Taxes plays usually a Sword of Fire and Ice
Right.
to fight your True Name Nemesis. So they have one more thing, but which means all their Stoneforges are generally going to be good. Like you draw 3, you're always going to find something to fetch. But
Sure.
2 is all I think Anthony's going to need this game. We'll see what Jameson has going on here. It looks like he has at least a Plains in his hand and a pass. Looks like he's just going to port. Zinni will respond by activating Stoneforge Mystic with the mana and putting in Batterskull.
Yeah, this does not look great.
No,
the
not-
Rocky 18. Thanks for following.
Yeah.
Welcome to the stream.
Yeah, thank you. And now that Batterskull's in play, this is going to be very difficult
Yeah.
to fight through. I thought I might see an equip there, but it looks like Zinni just wants to hold up for Swords to Plowshares here, which I think is fine.
Yeah.
If Jameson plays a creature, he's sort
He
of
just
priced
drew
in,
another Plains.
Not
That's
ideal.
not what he wants.
No, definitely not. I think he's fed up with Plains at this point. I think he's drawn more than his fair share.
They're too plain for him.
Oh, you're done. That was a D minus.
We're here all night, folks. Dominator, thanks for following. Welcome to the stream.
Zinni just has a pile of Force of Wills in his hand. Jit equip.
No, you played it the previous turn.
Swing for 5.
Jameson just passed for no value.
So we see a Swords to Plowshares on the Batterskull. So Jameson will take 1 here down to 11. Zinni will gain 4. Even though the Batterskull didn't connect because of the swords. Up to 24. And this is just, once counters are on here, it's just, another immediate,
It's something
It's a Seal of
you
Doom.
can't deal with. Yeah.
It's just going to sit and play and kill the next creature Jameson plays. And this is where it gets really tough for these creature decks to sort of fight through Jitte.
Right.
Every turn for the rest of the game, that you have to fight through 2 more -1/-1s that are just hanging in the balance. Like Revoker can help a little bit, but not the way Anthony's hand is set up. Yeah, it looks like he's just going to cast Vendilion Click here. I'd assume target himself. Just get rid of one of these Force of Wills.
Yeah.
Maybe a Thoughtseize. Yeah, he's going to put that Thoughtseize in the bottom. Just get rid of it. Draws another Vendilion Click and a fetch land. And we'll just see another swing for 1.
Goes
The slow burn. Do we see a
Yeah.
pump? I think we had a pump. Attack for 3. Yeah. The old give a little bit of pump there. I mean, this means that, let's see, next turn, if
He
he
does
just
have lethal.
if he just puts Batterskull on a Stoneforge Mystic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's not lethal with just the GTA, it's just 7 damage. We'll see what Zinni has. And 3 more lands for Jameson.
Yeah, that's not gonna help him.
Nope. So pretty subpar draws from Jameson in that round, in that game. Anthony's draws on the other hand were, I think, quite good. Basically exactly what he wanted. Like you just want to draw. He didn't draw his counter spells till he was already ahead. He just drew, Snapcaster Mages and Stoneforge Mystics and
Those are good enough.
generally just powerful spells. Let's see what he just says. I don't know what he boards in here. Engineered Plague.
Yuck.
Engineered Plague is always a beating. I mean, he's got that. He's got Needle. I think we're just gonna see Anthony cut a lot of his counter magic here.
Yeah, the counter magic doesn't seem very good against Jameson here.
No, Death and Taxes already has 4 Aether Vials and Cavern of Souls. So leaving in your counter spells is sort of a fool's errand.
Right.
For a lot of decks. This deck in particular, when you're trying to beat them with creatures and removal spells, 2-for-1ing yourself with Force of Will is just not where you want to be. The biggest trump he has, which we didn't even see last round, is definitely True Name Nemesis.
Right.
True Name Nemesis.
Nemesis is pretty good.
It was. A lot of people thought it was just going to be the end of Death and Taxes when they printed that card, but it's managed to adapt pretty well to fight through it. It's still a beating.
It's still very hard to beat.
Absolutely, but it's you can do it. Sort of the combination of Sword of Fire and Ice, just attacking with flyers. There are plenty of ways you can fight through it. It's just
You can mom your own dudes.
Yep, absolutely. But you got to avoid the terrifying combo of Zinni going True Name and put a Jit on it. That is the Voltron right
Yeah,
there.
that's unbeatable.
It's very, very, very hard to get through all that business. Mangara actually is a completely reasonable card in this matchup. Jameson's draw was just extremely slow.
Yeah, he just had way too many lands.
Yeah, too many lands and also just nothing before turn 3.
Right.
Oh yeah, we'll bring it back to the booth real second.
Oh,
real
right.
second. Real quick.
Yeah, some people will figure it out
But,
because Jameson
Look at that.
showed it on the stream.
Look at this.
But yeah, there it is.
Japanese Pluto Delta. That is beautiful.
Pretty nice.
It is excellent. But yes, we are giving away this Japanese Pluto Delta for you guys.
We will do this after this round.
Yes. I'm gonna pull it up. But it's a sweet one. That's a nice looking card. Onslaught. Let's see if I can put the Japanese one up there. No, that was Russian. No, I can't click.
Oh my gosh.
Nope, it doesn't exist on here. Anyways, Pluto Delta, Japanese Pluto Delta, original.
Right. We will do this raffle after this round.
Yes, but
So-
before round 4.
You don't need to start typing in raffle yet.
No.
Uh,
We'll let you know. The one thing is you do need to be following the stream when we give it away. We'll message you and hopefully send it to you pretty soon.
right.
You have to thank Jameson.
Thank Jameson.
Yes.
Thank MTG Card Market.
Yes, absolutely.
Consider going to mtgcardmarket.com and
Yes.
purchasing cards.
Or if you have,
They are great.
Yes, they're great. Or if you have cards you want to get rid of, sell them to them.
Right. You could do that too.
Yeah, they're
They are
great people,
very good.
and they are very fair price wise. But thank you to them for a sweet giveaway.
Yeah, this is very nice.
Yeah. So again, we will give away after the conclusion of this round. For now, we've got a match to watch.
HCW006, Guy Montags, and Drawstick. Thanks for following the stream.
Woo! Thank you guys.
MTG Mondays, thanks for following the stream. And Blue Chest Mimic, thank you as well.
Thanks, guys. Really appreciate it. All right, so we do see in hand. Doesn't even need to cast Stoneforge Mystic. Zinni has both True Nemesis and Umezawa's GT.
Oh my gosh.
It's pretty good. He has kept in some copies of Force of Will, which I've noticed here. So he's actually going to draw it this turn. It looks like he also has a Dig Through Time and a few lands. Not a ton of removal, it looks like. We'll see what Jameson has. Thalia is the perfect 2-drop here, and this is probably getting forced. Yep. This is why you keep enforcing the draw, I think. Thalia is just such a beating against decks with cheap cantrips. Oh my god, an Engineered Plague is real good.
Yeah.
So then you're going to play Plains. Let's see if he runs the Jitte out. It's kind of tempting to. And he is. I think playing it, Jameson could just have a second Thalia here.
Right.
We got 3 mana. Let's see what we got. Council's Judgment. Get out of there.
Alright, we got him.
I mean, just the True Name is much easier to beat than True Name with a Jit.
Isn't that exiled?
Yes, it is exiled. I'll go correct that. I'll go find out. I think this Engineer Plague should be on a human.
Right. Where'd the mouse go? Okay. Oh my gosh, this keyboard. Engineered Plague. Alright, let's look this card up. This is the one that Jameson has out right now. We're assuming he named humans here, but we are double checking.
Does that make it better or worse?
It's better.
Alrighty. Oh wow.
We brought up Engineered Plague here.
Yeah, Engineer Plague. This card is a beating. They don't make cake cards the way they used to.
Yeah.
On the plus side...
Well, I mean, they just made Rest in Peace. That card's really freaking good.
And Grafdigger's Cage.
Okay, yeah.
But,
yeah, come on.
Plus side, neither of these are humans. Got a Flicker Wisp, that's an elemental. Got Stoneforge Mystic, that's
a core artificer.
Oh, yeah. And Zinni's hand is just what looks like Supreme Verdict and True Name Nemesis. I'm assuming this Supreme Verdict's just getting cast this turn.
Yeah.
Yep. Doesn't have second blue, though. Pretty awkward.
Cannot cast his True Name Nemesis.
I think he's just going to take his 2-for-1 and move on, though. I'd imagine if Jameson has nothing going on, he's just going to start porting that blue source.
Right.
We'll see what he can do here.
Kjordan, thank you for following. Welcome to the stream.
We got a Karakis on Jameson's side, and an Umezawa's Jitte. Oh, I did confirm that Engineered Plague is in fact naming human.
Okay.
Randomly, this does mean that Zinni's Snapcaster Mage will not stick around. So a nice bit of synergy there. And then we can see Jameson cast his own Jit and port off Zinni from
Wait,
blue.
how did he cast the Plague?
The Plague? There's a scrubland in his graveyard.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yes.
It got wasteland.
Yeah.
Forgot it.
All right, we can hop back down here. Thalia, not a live draw here. I see a Swords to Plowshares as well. And I'm not sure what the last card is in James. Oh, a Sword of Fire and Ice. I think that's...
Yeah.
He's definitely considering casting it here. But porting on blue is still pretty tempting.
Yeah.
Like, just keeping Zinni off of cantrips and the like and any sorcery speed blue stuff. Yeah, and that's what he's going to keep doing. Yep. Just try and restrict them as much as possible.
Yeah.
I mean, eventually Jameson will draw lands or a creature to play, so you might as well just wait.
Yeah, he can. I think he can kind of afford to do that.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
no, he's just pulling the trigger here.
Oh, no, because this means he can just flicker his planes
okay.
and still port. He's going to flicker Caracas.
Yeah. Asborn, thank you for following.
Yeah.
Welcome to the stream.
And then we see a Swords to Plowshares on end step. Get that guy out of here. Blue is still being ported. Ooh, Zinni drawing a relevant spell, though, in a Stoneforge Mystic. I wonder if he's just going to get Batterskull here because he's so light on attacking creatures.
Well, his Jit's
Jit's gone.
exiled, so
Oh, yeah. Never mind.
he can only get that. Yeah.
I'm insane. This is almost assuredly just going to get immediately Swords to Plowshares by Jameson. Yeah, he's got a Swords. He's got, I think, his own copy of Batterskull, maybe?
Yeah, he has his own
Oh, yeah, 'cause
copy
he
of Batterskull.
Fetched it off the Stoneforge, or...
No, he got the Jit. He just hard
Just
drew the... Yeah.
Aether Vial, right on time. Nice of you to show up.
It's a good card.
This is why I stopped playing decks with Aether Vial in it.
Yeah,
So you
it's miserable when you draw it later on in the game.
Or just when you draw it. Let's see. Stoneforge Mystic, going farming.
Alright.
Get out of here. Don't want none of that. Don't want no Batterskull coming in. I mean,
We're going to get another port here.
oh yeah. If Zinni doesn't draw a land here, he can't cast his Batterskull, but... Oh, another double blue spell instead is the drawing.
Blind Craziness, thank you for following, and welcome to the stream.
Wasteland. Ooh. I wonder... James is probably a little tempted to fire this off, but it's not really doing much.
Yeah.
Like, his only target on Anthony's side of the board is Caracas, and Caracas only really affects...
It doesn't really affect him.
Yeah, like the only thing it does is bounce Click at this point. 'Cause
Yeah.
everything else that gets bounced is a human, I believe. Thalia and Mangara, and those are both
Yeah.
just already dead forever because of the Engineer Plague.
Can we get a cryptic command here?
Ooh. I think Jameson's very close to just hard casting this Batterskull.
Yeah, he's considering it.
It's not the worst.
No, he's just going to wasteland the Caracas and then keep passing.
I think it's fine since you know that Zinni has the Batterskull in his
Yeah.
hand. Like, you don't want him to just
He also
draw
missed his
land.
Aether Vial trigger.
Ooh, a little awkward there.
He missed it again.
Yeah. Not great. Although it doesn't seem to matter too much. I think he just drew... What did he draw here? Yeah, he's just going to cast Batterskull. Oh, and Zinni, of course, with the force of will off the top last turn.
Yuck.
The only downside... But he doesn't draw the land. He does draw Brainstorm, though. Brainstorm going to be pretty good here, theoretically. Yeah. We see a Stoneforge Mystic, and a Ponder.
Alright, assume he's going to put those two back because they don't get anything.
He can put back... I would probably put back the Batterskull and then just recast Stoneforge Mystic to draw a free card.
That's true.
Because you're definitely casting Stoneforge this turn. And he's going to cast it. No, it looks like no. I think he just wants to draw the cards on top of his deck instead.
Okay, but I don't understand why he wants his. He had a Caracas, and then he sacrificed his Caracas by playing another Caracas.
Yeah, he went tap 4 mana, play second Caracas, put his other Legend Rule, and then tap it for the 5th mana.
Yeah.
All right, we see a port on upkeep, and then a response of an activation of Stoneforge Mystic, putting in Batterskull.
Okay.
And a draw. Getting Ponder here, which he cannot cast. Zinni has currently 3 cards in his hand he cannot cast between True Name, Dig Through Time, and Ponder.
Yeah, Jameson's not actually in the worst spot.
No, I mean,
here.
no, certainly
he
not.
has equipment,
Ooh.
and
He's gonna slam Sword of Fire and Ice here, I think.
really?
I actually think it's like pretty good here.
I think he can.
You can shoot down the Stoneforge, but I guess Jit does the same thing.
Yeah, he's just shooting down the Stoneforge. I guess they're racing now.
It's pretty tough to race this 4/4 But
until he finds something to deal with it.
yeah, I mean, I think it's okay to just cast. I mean, right now he's just deciding if he wants to port or not.
I do think he has to keep porting the blue, though.
Yeah, might as well just keep Zinni off of his spells. And I think
He's
we're
gonna snapcast the
Swords to Plowshares.
Yeah.
So this dies immediately because of the engineered plague on human. And he's going to target Swords and Swords Jameson's Jit. Pretty good use. It is about as good of the use of Snapcaster as you're going to get at this point of the game.
Right.
I think right now Jameson's just deciding if he wants to kill off the Stoneforger response, but he's no reason to do it now.
Right.
You can just wait. All right.
And we're back to square one.
And I don't know if Zinni drew his card. I'm pretty sure he didn't. He has 2 cards in hand?
Yeah.
I don't think he drew his card for turn.
Alright, you should go tell him to draw his card for the turn.
Oh boy.
He's too excited about getting value out of his Snapcaster Mage that he forgot to draw his card for the turn. Did he? They're like discussing it. Okay.
He definitely had 3 cards before the turn. He had Snapcaster, Dig Through
Yeah.
Time, and True Name Nemesis in his hand. Are they trying to figure it out?
Yeah, no, they figured it out. He drew his card.
Okay.
And
what was
now
it?
he's getting clocked for 4, I believe. Or for 5.
All right.
He's going to 20.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough one for Jameson to come back from here. Like, it's so hard to draw a relevant creature. He's already down 2 Flicker Wisps. Flicker Wisp is easily his best card in this scenario.
He needs to draw another like Stoneforge Mystic. Like he has all this equipment,
Yeah.
and he has 3 mana off of his vial. So yeah, he's just gonna keep porting and then taking 5 a turn until he needs to blink.
Yeah. So here we see an attack.
Okay, there's the kill on the.
Stoneforge Mystic. Up to 24. Life totals, again, they don't really matter too much here. It's just that Jameson needs to find a threat.
Right.
This Swords
there's-
Splash is actually pretty good.
Yeah.
The downside here is that Zinni is going to be able to cast this Dig Through Time in his upkeep after Jameson ports him.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be pretty good.
Yeah, he's going to go Sword of Fire and Ice and a pass and upkeep port your blue. So I think here's where we're going to see where Jameson is going to, or sorry, where Anthony's going to cast Dig Through Time.
Yeah.
And this is where things could sort of spiral out of control. If he's able to, like, he could even just go get like 2 blue lands off this. Anything to get this True Name into play.
Right.
So once it's in play, it's going to be a pretty big beating. And here's the dig. This is just an unreasonable Magic card. Who said this card was okay?
Oh, he's he's not pathing. He's swordsing the
Germ
germ
token?
in response.
That is going to resolve.
Mr. Explode, thank you for following us. Welcome to the stream.
Ooh. All right. Here's the dig. Germ gone. We see a Monastery Mentor in there. That's an interesting one. I haven't seen that before.
What?
A Click, which is not too effective against this Karakas. Engineered Explosives, which is okay, not great. Mentor seems great here, and Jace not the worst either. Although it's probably unlikely he'll get to cast the Jace.
Yeah.
The Mentor is going to resolve though, and it's going to be pretty great. I don't know if Zinni drew his card either.
He did.
Okay, he did.
It was Tundra.
Oh yes.
Steven2236, thank you for following. Welcome to the stream.
Jameson needs to draw swords exactly this turn.
Yeah.
This card
This card is gonna go out of control.
it gets out of hand pretty fast.
We are gonna have issues.
Monks incoming. You got double port. I'm assuming on blue. Yep. Both those islands locked down. Ooh.
Oh, I guess he can't cast any instants or sorceries without. Okay, well he
Well,
has the Tundra.
Here's where the fun starts.
All right.
Monks incoming.
And they're not human monks.
No, they are not.
Wait, really?
I don't believe so. Let's pull up Monastery Mentor.
Monastery.
There it is.
There it is. It's a 1/1 white,
White
monk.
monk. Just a monk.
Oh no!
If you're interested in what complete in some BS right here,
Why are they just monks?
Why are they
What
just
race
monks?
are they?
yeah, they're just monks. It's like when Elspeth doesn't make humans; she just makes soldiers.
Come on.
It's just like that. Like I don't know. On tokens, they're very hesitant to use super types.
Yeah.
They did them in like Innistrad. I think that's the last time. But yeah, Monastery Mentor about to go to work here. Looks like we got another double port. I'm assuming there's going to be a brainstorm in response to one of them, or floating blue and then a brainstorm.
He'll teach anyone.
Yeah,
That's true.
Yeah, the mentor.
It could be like a Jin monk or like
Rhino
a
monk.
A Rhino monk. Yeah, those exist.
Token incoming. Prowess triggers. We'll see if he hits another instant off this. Oh, there's a swords, which doesn't really do anything.
God. Well, he could swords his own dude to make another one.
Seems a little loose.
To get a prowess trigger.
I don't know if it's really worth that prowess trigger. I think I'd rather hold my swords. All right. Guess to draw one of these cards. Looks like he's finally got a bunch of lands, and now these ports are getting worse and worse as the turns go on. In fact, we're gonna see a Battle School equip here. God, Anthony has a lot of basic lands in this deck.
Yeah.
This is very hateful.
This is pretty good.
Yeah.
Nice wastelands.
I would agree. Wasteland is quickly invalidated here. So we got a equip of a batter. We have equip, or do we have? No.
Stepping forward, he's just casting.
We want to make a monk from our Jace.
Oh my!
Is what we want to do
gosh.
here.
Jace isn't a human, so he doesn't get -1/-1.
Is
Come
there
on.
any? Can there be anything better than triggering a mentor off your Jace? That is just brutal.
That's pretty freaking good.
And Anthony just in a commanding position at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, Jace mentor, bunch of damage coming through. I believe this is an attack for 1, 2, 3 plus 4, so 7 damage. Next turn is just probably lethal.
2, 3, 4, 5.
Because you want to attack with these two.
Oh, okay.
1, 2. He has 2 spells this turn: the brainstorm and the Jace. So that's 4 from prowess and then 3 from base power and toughness. Oh no.
This is a 1/1.
Sorry, yeah, 2 from base power and toughness.
Right.
So it should be 6.
Okay. This clock's looking pretty
Impressive.
impressive.
And 2 lands and no spell.
And that's the game.
Man, that is brutal. Monastery Mentor. It's Monastery Mentor is like yet to really shine in Legacy until very recently. The second place list at GP Kyoto was basically Miracles with 4 main deck Monastery Mentors.
Really?
More or less. I mean,
That's sick.
He had some interesting cards in there. He also had Daze in his deck.
Interesting.
Which is something you don't usually see in a deck that has a lot of mana.
You can
in
cast Days Off Mentor.
That's
so-
the thing. Like, yeah, being able to go mentor, like tap out for mentor, and then just like have a more free counter spells to protect it is amazing.
Right.
Mentor is just an exceptionally powerful card. It's funny because the first place it was abused was Vintage. That's like the first people saw it and they're just like, oh yeah, this card's great with Moxen.
Yeah, it is. It's
Cast
very
this card on
good.
turn 1, Mox go, or like Mox Time Walk or something.
Right.
Like, you go like Time Walk, untap, and you just kill them. Like,
Yeah.
it's just ridiculous.
This card's really good.
Cast Treasure Cruise, recall, you're dead. There's like so many stupid things you can do with the card,
Yeah.
but
It is very good.
yeah, it's just an unbelievably powerful card. It just hasn't really found a great home in Legacy yet, I want to say. I think this blue-white deck is really sweet, and I've definitely seen it. Seen a little bit in Standard and a little bit in Modern, but I think it's yet to sort of really be pushed.
Right.
In the same way that maybe Young Pyromancer's been pushed as much.
That's true.
But yeah,
It's because it does cost 3 instead of 2, which is
Yeah.
pretty relevant in Modern, at least.
Viking Milo, yes, we are using magiccards.info as our card site because Gatherer is horrible. Gatherer just doesn't work with our setup.
Right.
Uh,
Why don't we
Give away a card?
give away a card?
All right, I'm gonna pull it up. I'll pull it up again.
It's this one.
There's that one. Look at that. Sweet. There's one right there. Japanese Onslaught Polluted Delta. That is for you guys.
All right.
So we're going to do a giveaway. All right, step 1. Follow the stream. Just click that follow button. Step 2 is you're going to do what JL Martin 411 did, and you're once I open the raffle, you're going to type exclamation point raffle to join the raffle.
Right.
Cook, do not sass me with these white borders. In any case,
whoa, not yet.
don't start yet. We're gonna do this in a second. All right, I'm gonna reset the raffle. You guys are going crazy already, out of control. All right, and I will open the raffle
Okay.
in 3, 2, 1.
All right,
All
now you should type.
Okay, feel free to join the raffle. Go crazy.
We
Get
got
it
a
on
couple
there.
new follows here.
Oh yeah.
Skyrocket and Juicy Jordan. I assume you guys are just following for the raffle.
I'll take
Thanks
it.
thanks for joining the stream anyway.
Yeah. Thank you guys. A good number of viewers tonight.
Yeah,
happy,
we got
happy to see people tuning in.
175. That's pretty good.
Plus, people want this blue. We should just raffle away those cards I borrowed from you.
Oh yeah, these are the Dolphin shackles.
I could use them. We'll raffle them to me. I think that's the most fair thing we could do.
No, I think I'll just keep my Vidalcan shackles.
All right. I guess that's your choice. You
my
can do
choice,
what
yeah.
you want to do with your cards. I don't know. In any case, thank you guys for following. As always, I love seeing you guys tune in to watch some Legacy action. We've had some trouble in the last few weeks getting things going, whether it be Comcast letting us not have internet, or let it be just not having good attendance, which has been a bit of an issue recently. Glad to see you guys tuning in to support the stream.
Right.
And I'll give a quick rundown of the schedule we have for our streaming schedule. We are suspending Mondays for now. We usually do Mondays at Chicagoland Games Dice Dojo, but we are not doing it right now on Mondays. We are doing
Modern on Wednesdays.
we're doing Modern on Wednesdays.
Sure, at Card Market.
Yes, here at MTG Card Market, and we're doing at 7:30, and we are doing Legacy on Thursdays here at MTG Card Market on Thursdays at 7:30. I think those are going to be our only stream dates for now. Our fearless leader, Mark McManus, is working in California for a little bit, so
He's
during
not
the week,
present.
Yeah,
to
so
do things for us.
yeah, and shuffle this around a bit. That's rough.
Drew lots of lands.
Yes,
Yeah.
you did. But in any case, Wednesdays Modern here, 7:30. Thursdays Legacy here, 7:30. We will not have Mondays for now. We can't move the equipment without Mark. It's all Mark stuff, and we don't
Yeah.
want to be the ones screwing with it. In any case,
Are we almost ready for this raffle? Looks like.
how you guys feeling? Y'all in there? We ready to pull a winner?
All right, let's
Well,
pull a winner.
We'll do a countdown. We'll do 5, 4, 3.
All right, let's just draw it.
All right.
All right, there we go.
And
Let me give you guys sleeves and stuff too.
oh, okay. So for the winner of this, we have Cryptics.
Cryptics.
Bam! You have won the raffle. Congratulations!
Congratulations.
You've won this sweet Polluted Delta. Our store is located on the north side of Chicago. We are right off on Belmont. Store is great. MTG Card Market, great sponsors. You guys should sell your cards to them and also buy cards from them. They're the best.
They are very great. Oh.
Oh yeah, the new ones. Sweet.
Oh, nice.
All right, so it looks like we have a bonus gift for you guys. We have another raffle. Should we do these individually? Probably do these individually.
Well, I think you want these two at the same time because there's only 50.
Should we just do all? This should all be one. This should go with this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. That makes
All right.
sense.
All right, so you're in Australia? Yeah, that's fine. Mark will ship it. It will be we won't be able to ship it immediately because again, Mark is very, very busy. He's in and out of California and here for a
Right.
bit. But we will. Mark usually does one big, massive shipment. And he has shipped to Europe before. I don't see why Australia would be a problem.
Right.
I understand it's further, but
It
hey,
is.
It's
further.
fine. Congratulations. We have one more gift to give away. Well, let me just do this.
Pretty great.
Harrison, you can show everyone while I
I
type
like
this
it.
message.
I actually like it more than Polluted Delta. We got MTG Card Market sleeves here. We got 2 sets of them, 2 sets of 50, so it's 100 here. And we got a MTG Card Market deck box. All 3 of these are coming together. So, yeah.
Yeah, sweet. These are all brand new products as well. I know Card Market had some sleeves before, and these are all new design and
Yeah,
everything.
these are a new design made by Legion Supplies.
Yeah, they're sweet.
I recently bought one of these deck boxes and a set of sleeves. They are very nice. I like them.
All right.
We're just
Finishing this message real quick. Oh boy, we got a lot of inboxes. Oh boy. Anyways, so yeah, we're gonna just run another quick raffle for you guys. I guess. Happy day. Another raffle.
Yeah, happy day. We went from 0 raffles to a lot.
Viking, I don't actually know if they're in the website right now. I know these. I think they got these in like last
They got these
week.
in
They're-
last Wednesday.
Yeah, so they're pretty recent. So they should be up on the website reasonably soon.
Yeah, we'll have to
We'll ask
get back to
Jameson.
you. Yeah, we'll ask Jameson on this and post it on our Facebook page.
Yes. But all right, we're gonna
reset the raffle.
All right, so
There you go.
And
It's open, so
hop in.
here we go.
All right, so we're gonna raffle away these sweet things. Yeah, I like the new design. The new design is sweet, and these sleeves
Yeah.
are like super matted.
Yeah, they're very nice.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll send you 100 sleeves and a deck box, and you could tell your friends about MTG Car Market.
Right.
Good. Represent Chicago. Everyone will be happy. But yeah,
Tell everybody how much you love MPG Car Market in Luberg,
XYZ.
XYZ.
Tell everyone how much you like us, right?
Yeah.
Let everyone know.
That too. I mean, everybody already knows.
Oh yeah, for sure. Are you going to any like big tournaments soon?
But, nah.
I mean,
Too much work to do.
you're in the middle of classes and everything. right?
Yeah, I'm graduating in over a month.
Ooh, that's
So-
close.
It's close. I got
Yeah.
a lot of stuff to do.
I think if anyone's going to the Grand Prix in Atlantic City, I will be there. So if you want to come say hi to me, you can do
Yeah,
that.
there's that. I know a couple of people are going to Toronto this weekend.
Yeah, that's definitely true.
I know BK is going for sure,
Yeah.
and the rest of the sports crew.
That is Andrew Beckstrom for those
Yeah,
wondering.
Andrew Beckstrom.
Yes,
That's true.
And then Gabby Sparts and is Emerson going
And
as well?
Emerson's going, yeah. The
Sweet.
3 of them are flying there.
Oh, that's sweet. I was actually planning on going, and then my ride fell through.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, Toronto's not a very...
It's not close. It's not close at all.
It's not a very close place to drive
I drove
to
there once as a child with my on a family trip. It was like one of the few family
Oh,
trips
yeah?
we went to. It was
Well, I actually grew up in Michigan, so it was like a 3 or 4 hour drive. So I've been to Toronto for GPs before. It's all right.
Yeah.
Day 2 to GP with eggs. I liked it.
nice. The GP in Atlantic City is next weekend. It is.
I believe it's standard.
it is. No, it is limited.
Limited. Okay.
I'm all about it. I'm ready. All right. Let's
looks
count
like-
this down. I'm
Are
gonna
we ready?
give away this stuff.
2,
Just make sure you're following. And
We're drawing.
Kiorden.
Kiorden. All right.
Bam. Congratulations.
You have won a deck box and
Some sweet
some
sleeves.
sweet sleeves.
Congrats. Oh, look who it is. It's Greg. Greg, did you win?
I lost.
Yay!
Me.
Yay!
Oh,
What happened? What'd you play against?
A Delver Mirror, but he was playing blue black Delver with basic lands.
Ooh.
Oh.
Yeah.
So your Blood Moon didn't do anything?
No blood. Well, what?
Did you? Oh no, never mind. Your
Blue
Wastelands didn't
Yeah.
do anything.
Yeah.
That's
Well, I hit a few Underground Seas. Basically, in game 3, he got me with a Wasteland, and I didn't draw a green source, so
Yikes.
I died. Whatever.
Greg's, please.
Yeah, it's a lot more fun to be on the other side of that.
Having basic lands.
Well, like having basic lands and your Wasteland just completely screws them. You know.
Yeah.
yeah. All right. We'll let Greg sit in for a while. Stand to the side.
Oh.
I don't know. They want you in a booth, Greg.
Phil's gonna give me a rubbing.
Yeah.
A ribbing.
No more.
I'm not gonna do that. Is what's gonna happen.
No more Delver for Greg. They say.
Yeah. It seems bad.
I like the punishment. The
Yeah.
punishment. You're like, no, I don't want to play Thalia today, and then
Should I play round 4? I'm dead.
yeah, of course. Why not?
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
For added punishment, I'll probably get the bye, or I'll get like paired against Jameson and want to kick my brain in.
I would enjoy that.
Yeah.
I would really enjoy
Getting
that.
to see me play against Death and Taxes.
Yes, that's like when I played in Indy and like on day 2, like I just got playing elves. I got smashed by Storm.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, so this is what I was doing to people. This is the demoralizing thing. Yes.
Sounds good.
Oh, the Brainstorm show has been thinking about you a lot. Apparently, I'm assuming because you are the most frequent commentator by a wide
I
margin.
comment on every episode. I have to restrain myself, like while I'm listening, to not comment mid-episode because I know I'm going to think of more and more I want to write.
Greg is playing Rug Delver because he betrays Thalia. Just has
Yeah,
no respect,
I
no
think-
loyalty.
I don't. I've played a
We don't know
lot.
what he's thinking.
A lot of Death in Texas.
I know. I understand.
I also don't think it's actually that great at the moment here. There are 2 Omnitel decks.
3. There are 3. There are 3.
Like, I mean, I would be playing 4 Canonist, which I think you have to. I would
Yeah.
probably also be playing something from Spirited Labyrinth at this point.
Noah Cohen is suggesting you play a strictly worse version of Delver. You could play Bug Delver.
I don't have those cards.
I like that. I mean, I know I talked to Ned and he played Delver on Monday, and he's like, "Yeah, I was the only 3-0, and then I got paired against Painter, and I couldn't win in a million years."
With Bug?
Yes,
That seems good for him. No?
6 Blood Moons.
Actually, I played against Painter too. I guess I just got lucky.
I think it's easier because you have red spells to cast.
That's a good point.
I think
He's
it's
Abrupt Decay though.
It's really hard to cast that through.
Yeah,
really hard.
alright.
What are you just gonna hold up black green the whole game?
I don't know.
I think it's very hard for bug decks to beat Painter.
Yeah. Well, so far I found that I won the round where I outdrew my opponent.
Great.
I lost the round where I was
Well,
outdrawn.
you didn't outdraw your opponent?
Oh,
and
man.
I lost the round against lands.
Yeah, land seems like an absolute beating.
Yeah.
Especially a little awkward because that's like, I think, a kind of funny at least. 'Cause that's a pretty excellent matchup for Death in Texas.
Yeah,
But-
it is.
Immediately
It's-
punished. for
It's,
that.
obviously, yeah.
It's very good. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, did you have surgical on your sideboard?
No,
Oh, that's really really tough then. Like, how do you can't even beat a loam, right?
I have no.
Nope. I don't think so. We were talking about it, and it seems without surgical, it's just like really hard to beat the engine that they have. Like,
Yeah.
you don't have like Tormod script or anything like that, right?
No.
No. Yeah, you're dead.
The graveyard interaction.
Just
so it-
cages.
Yeah, it's Jacob Wilson's deck. I don't know.
You know, Graphic Cage is pretty good. It stops them from.
I boarded in Spell Snare.
Yeah, Spellstar. I mean, it did
Slows
something.
them down. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Of course, all their 2-drops just come back. The best deck in Legacy. Now that is a fallacy. Do not believe him.
There can be a best deck for a tournament.
Well, no, I think there's a best deck.
All right, Storm.
No, Miracles.
Elves. Oh, Miracle. Oh, okay. All right.
I think there's a solid tier 1, and I think Miracles and Omnitel are number 1 and
Yeah.
number 2 and 1A.
Tier 1 double A would be Death in Texas.
Yep, I'd say
Like,
Death Nexus is surely in the minor
better.
league in this analogy.
Better.
Oh,
How do you like a half A?
sure, a half A.
A lowercase A.
So just take an A and cut it in half. Goodness.
But
Anyways,
it costs 1 more.
Yeah.
So,
Miracles is outstanding right now. I think Miracles
Yeah.
is very, very good.
do you like it with or without Monastery Mentor?
We were actually just talking about this.
Yeah.
We did watch Tone do quite a bit of work with his Monastery Mentor.
It was great.
Yeah.
Did he have top going?
Nope.
He
Did he have top in his deck?
I don't know.
Oh,
Did
well,
he?
no. No,
You just have a lot of creatures.
he just like played a Mentor and then played a Ponder and then untapped and upkeep Brainstorm and played a Jace.
Jeez.
As we said, I figure triggering Terminal Lackey with the immaculate logic, of course, about
Yeah.
goblins being the best.
That's how it works.
I will say, if you want to hate yourself,
Play goblins.
play Miracles and give your friend goblins.
Mhm.
You'll never win.
Right.
Just never ever win.
That sounds great.
It is great if you hate yourself. They were.
But what if you don't hate yourself, Phil?
Nah, I don't
What
even
then?
know.
It's interesting. They're talking about Miracles being the most consistent deck. Captain makes that argument.
And I don't know how you measure that. I don't know how you measure consistency.
Its draws are some of the opening hands are pretty comical. Others,
Any opening draw with basic planes is hilarious in that deck.
you know,
Like it's like
good sometimes.
without like you have. You also just have like the subset of games. Like the games where you have top are just like so much better.
Yeah.
Like top is sort of the smoother of every draw in your
Right.
deck. Like top is just like such a powerful card in that regard. But I mean, you do have some goofy,
Yeah.
terrible hand. Like you have an opening hand with like Entreat
bunch of
Terminus.
miracles,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's horrible.
other opening hands. If it's like 3 lands, top brainstorm counterbalance. And it's like
Oh yeah, how do you
it's
lose?
just gorgeous, right?
Yeah. In any case, did you win?
Match.
Ah,
It was
ah.
pretty epic.
It was what?
It's pretty epic.
I know those matches are awesome. Anyways, David Gleischer, he lost.
I saw at
He's
one
terrible.
point that they were both handless. I think it was like game 2 or 3.
That favors Storm by a wide margin.
Yeah.
Just because you like, if you have any mana, you just like top deck Ad Nauseum or Past in Flames, you just kill him.
I think Kevin had the first draw step too, so I don't know if that even pushes it further.
Two of our undefeated decks were David Gleischer, who we saw earlier playing Omnitel, and Kevin Kingsley playing Storm. And
We have to play.
You gotta come play some
I hope you guys got paired again.
I really
Took out
want to do
But-
that.
on camera.
But it looks like that Storm is at least is one of our 3-0 decks. We might have all right. We might have two. It's
Yeah.
possible we do have two.
Yeah.
The pair down one.
Kevin and Tony are playing.
Tone was paired down.
It was 3-0, yeah.
That's actually a sweet matchup.
Wait, how many 3-0s do we have?
Two.
2.
Are they playing or are they splitting?
I think they're gonna split it and play.
All right, well, you go out there and find them. I think that's probably the most interesting match. Well, see if there's anything else we should put on. But yeah, Storm versus Esper Stoneblade is definitely one of these matchups here. I like watching matchups like that. They're really fun. I also just like watching Storm in basically any situation because the games are just incredibly deep. There are so many decisions that go into every turn of Storm. And you can do even if you think you're in like an unwinnable situation, there's usually like some small way to like find your way out of it, and that's awesome. Viking Milo, Slivers has one of those stupid legacy names that only some people that some people used to call it. It's called Meat Hooks. It's like it is a Sliver deck. It's basically Merfolk, I would say. It's like the equivalent of Merfolk. You just play a bunch of Lords and like Vials and Cavern of Souls, and you just kill your opponent that way. Because you have 3 2-mana +1/+1 Lords between Predatory Sliver, Muscle Sliver, and Sinew Sliver.
Oh, we're talking about slivers?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it is Merfolk with bad mana. The one trump you have is Crystalline Sliver.
You have Gale Rider sliver.
Gilmire Sliver is also quite good. Yeah, like you're Merfolk, but good night, Cook. You're Merfolk, but you have a few other weird lords like Gale Rider giving your guys flying.
Right.
Crystalline is like the real beating. Crystalline gives your guys
That
shroud.
one's real good.
Oh my god.
I mean, in modern, you have a diffusion sliver.
We're gonna have to look that one up. I don't know what that one does.
I have booed this deck for modern
Oh
before.
goodness. Oh yeah, the Frost Titan Sliver.
Right.
Calling it Frost Titan is maybe the nicest thing you could say. It's more like a Kira Sliver than anything else. Legacy names are what they are. They are not descriptive at all. More often than not. Every now and then you have a legacy name that happens to be descriptive and is also interesting, like Four Horsemen, but
Hey, can you close the door?
and also you're on camera. Okay, goodbye.
I'll let my character. Pleasure knows game 3 is the same.
I want to hear about it
we,
later.
we heard about this game 3.
Yes. In any case, yeah, it looks like we are going to see our 3-0 matchup, which is going to be great. It is going to be Storm versus Esper Stoneblade, and I like it. Yeah, calling meat hooks a descriptive name because slivers have kind of meat hook looking claws
Come on.
is like
This
true.
one doesn't even look at this.
Well, no, that's because it's a new one.
It's a new one.
The new ones all look different. Like, look, here is a sliver that deck will play 4 of.
Yeah.
Meat hooks.
There are no meat hooks here. Come on, guys.
Look, where do you see a meat hook? I mean, look, you can go towards like even muscle sliver doesn't really have meat hooks.
Yeah, where's the
It's
meat
got
hooks
big
here?
claws.
Come on.
What about sinew sliver? I'm gonna keep bringing up slivers.
Alright,
All right,
I guess this one is
this is the closest one to meat hooks. This is the closest definition we can see.
Right.
Either way, horrible name. I remember this deck sort of made a bit of a comeback. Yeah, exactly. When M14 came out and the new slivers came out, because you went up from 8 to 12 lords. You
Right.
got Gale Rider Sliver, which is literally
Pretty good.
It's great.
Is it the only one drop that they play?
yeah, it is the only
Yeah.
one drop. The other there may be some other one. I don't think any of the other ones they would play. But Gale Rider, like they had Wing Sliver before, but having an upgrade of just a full mana cheaper is
Right.
pretty great. All right, looks like we have our match started,
We're starting our match.
and our camera is messed up. All right, it's fixed.
Okay.
Both players at 20 life. Looks like
For the record, these guys already drew, so they're just playing for fun.
for the brags, the sick brags.
Yeah, for that. It's still it's still him.
I was wrong. Zinni was 2-0. He had the pair down. So looks like these players are both 3-0 in this round.
I guess sinew and muscle are both meats. Okay, I see it now.
Hate it.
It's still not great, but it's I see it now. What I don't see is stuff like cephalid breakfast.
Breakfast.
Come on.
What about his? Even Death in Texas, I think, is a pretty horrible name. But I respect the tradition of Legacy, so I will still go by them. They are what they are at this point. And I should start the timer as well.
I'm pretty disappointed that Tron is in a deck in Legacy, so you can say I'm playing Tron Legacy.
Yeah, out of here. No, instead you just have Cloud Post.
Whatever, man.
12 Post? 12 Post is a good name. 12 Post is
12
like
Post
the
Legacy?
perfectly descriptive name. What are you playing? A thing with a lot of posts in it. 12, in fact. Ooh, this is a great shuffle for Zinni. He ponders into 2 lands, Supreme Verdict.
10
Get out.
of 10. The best.
Traditionally, Game 1 is is pretty far in Storm's favor.
Yeah.
Unless the Stoneblade deck happens to draw a fair number of Brainstorms, they are very susceptible to just drawing dead cards.
Correct.
There are just so many bad cards in the deck between Swords to Plowshares. He has a Batterskull in his hand, which is pretty embarrassing. Supreme Verdict, as we saw. But as long as Kevin has a reasonable draw, I think it'll be tough for Zinni to fight through. This Brainstorm looks to be very, very strong here. Kevin has several extra lands in his hand. Looks like he hit 3 spells, which is ideal. Gitaxian Probe, Lion's Eye Diamond, and Dark Ritual, and certainly going to just shuffle 2 lands away here. I think leaving himself with 2 more lands in hand, one of which is a fetch. And he has another copy of Brainstorm, which is just great. Man, Brainstorm's a real fair card. We got a Scalding Tarn. We'll see that turned into, I'd imagine, either an Underground Sea or a Volcanic Island.
Yeah, these people are right. Force of Will is so good because you can tap out and then still have counter magic up to respond to your opponent.
It will now and forever be a pillar of the format.
Yeah. Unless it gets banned. Then it's no longer a pillar.
I would be very, very, very surprised if Force of Will got banned.
I don't think it's going to get banned.
The
But
only-
if it does...
I don't think you can justify... I think Force of Will is extremely important to the health of the format because
Right.
there are a lot of combo decks like Storm that
That
you
can
just...
go off turn 1 unless you
Yeah.
have a Force of Will.
Yeah, like Goblin Charbelcher or something like
Right.
that. In any case, yeah, Force of Will is a pillar of the format that is... It's not a pillar, it's just a important aspect. All right.
Vodka Alchemist, thank you for following. Welcome to the stream.
So this is a pretty important probe here. So while Zinni does have 2 Force of Wills, you note that he
You
only
can
has...
only cast it once.
Correct. He only has 1 blue card to exile here. If Kevin finds a Cabal Therapy, I think he is all set to go off this turn.
Right.
I know he has a Brainstorm in his hand and 1 other land. Duress doesn't quite get there. Therapy is certainly the card he wants to draw here. But cantrips are fine because they find you those spells.
Right.
Storm running one of the highest density of cantrips in the format. As we said earlier, I think Omnitel is the one deck that runs more. Looks like he just saw a cantrip and a land. He's going to ship both. Finds the Tendrils. That is actually a pretty good draw.
Right.
He could...
You
let's
could
see.
theoretically go for it. Well, no, it's probably pretty bad.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If he can... It's kind of tempting. If he brainstorms into the nuts, which is often the case with this deck, you can just kill him. Yeah, High Tide also has quite a high density of cantrips. Although even then it changes. Oof. There's...
Ooh.
All right, so 1 hit and 2 bricks, but the hit is actually pretty important here. He gets to shuffle back 2 lands as well, and just with this Pluto Delta. If he... So this is interesting. Kevin is going to decide to put back an LED, or is he going to put back? Did he put back the Tendrils?
I believe.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
I don't know. So what Kevin could have done there is he could have just run out both the Dark Rituals.
He doesn't want the second LED.
I guess not. If he goes Dark Ritual, like the downside here is because he has LEDs and not a Lotus Petal, he can't actually. Yeah, it doesn't make a difference. Yeah, okay. So I think he was 1 short of storming. He had 3 cantrips, 3 trinkets, 2 rituals, and Tendrils. So he would have needed Zinni to Force of Will 1 of the LEDs.
Right.
If he was able to somehow bait Zinni into Force of Willing an LED, then he had the kill. But as it stands, he does not.
Tutor.
Tutor's a good draw. I mean, he was going to want it eventually, but he still just needs to draw a Cabal Therapy. There's nothing he can really do, especially knowing that Zinni has both those copies of Force of Will.
How much does Days cost? It's free.
Return an island to your hand is the alternate casting cost. Ooh, Dig Through Time's a pretty sweet draw here.
Oh, a couple bucks. That's what you mean. Okay.
I have no information on how much in dollars cards tend to cost. So this is a pretty big moment here.
If you go on mpgcardmarket.com and type in Days, it will tell you how much they sell it for.
Correct. Hopefully they have them in stock.
Correct.
In any case, this is going to be a Jace here, which is pretty great for Zinni.
Yeah. I assume he's going to start Fate Sealing.
I think you want to
Or
brainstorm to
brainstorm.
find a second blue card.
Oh, yeah.
Any
Okay.
hit.
That's true.
And he has stuff like Thoughtseize in his deck as well that he can hit here. So this is going to be a pretty strong turn for Zinni. He gets to keep up double force. Kevin is basically priced into drawing 2 discard spells in order to fight through what Zinni has, or Past in Flames. Past in Flames I think would be the best possible draw.
Right.
As it stands, he just has to sit and wait and face down this Jace, which is every turn that card's in play.
It
just
just
a
gets
nightmare.
worse and worse.
For you. Here we see a Thoughtseize.
17. All right. There it is.
And he put the Infernal Tutor off to the side because he knows Anthony's surely going to take that. Every other
Right.
card in his hand is mana.
Right.
He has 6 spells that produce mana and an Infernal Tutor here. Yeah, so Kevin really, really, really wants to draw. I don't even. This is actually really poor for him because now Zinni, I think, is free to start Fate Sealing. Once you know their hand, then it's like it's basically all
Yeah.
upside.
There's nothing Kevin can really do here.
Yep. Here comes
There's
it.
another Dark Ritual.
You can have it.
and he gets to keep it.
Yep. So Kevin gonna have just.
That's always the worst feeling when your opponent Fate Seals you and says keep it.
Sure, it's fine. I feel a lot better when they down tick or ship it to the bottom.
Yeah.
We'll see what Zinni just has to get here.
But either way, you don't feel great when Jason Mind Sculptor does anything.
Zinni just gonna go for GT. I guess technically it's a faster clock. Uses his mana a little bit better. He can go play GT, equip next turn, attack, and then just maybe gain some life to get out of the range of tendrils.
Right.
But you have to gain a lot of life when Kevin has this much mana. Either way, Kevin has to draw like a lot of runners in a row in order to get out of here.
Yeah.
So as I said, I think that Storm is generally favored in these sort of game ones, but Kevin's draw is not really lined up well. He just hasn't drawn any discard spells.
Yeah, he's constantly cantripped and shipped and drawn more mana.
Basically. There's a Pluto Delta, and that's staying
And
right
he
there.
gets to keep it.
And
And that's actually okay because you get the fresh draw step
Mhm.
after you place this, but it's not optimal.
I see that Zinni specifically got that Jit because if for nothing else, he already has the Batter Skull in his hand.
Right.
I think we might see him pass here just to put the Batter Skull into play. Yep, and that's what he's going to do. Kevin drawing that Pluto Delta, which was left on top. At least now, yeah, he will get a random card.
Right.
Um,
And it's better than something that your opponent face seals and says keep it.
so I don't know how you feel about this. When your opponent has a fetch land, do you Fate Seal them still, or do you just like target yourself or do something else with your Jace?
Well, I guess at this point, Jace is a faster clock.
I guess, yeah, going, let's see, so 9,
Oh, well, not anymore.
11, 13. I don't think it is actually. I think with the JIT.
Yeah, with the J, it's no longer a faster clock.
it's
But I
just-
still think you Fate Seal here. It forces Kevin to fetch.
Yeah. The real question is, do you just immediately top no matter what? I know a lot of people are of that mindset. Where
Yeah,
it's
you
like,
just immediately.
like whatever it is,
Look
leave
at
it
it
on
and
leave it on
top,
top.
yeah.
Like what is it? Cabal Therapy, top, whatever.
Right, exactly.
This life gain, not a problem yet. Problem really is that Kevin's dead on board. I think his best draw is probably Brainstorm.
Yeah.
Brainstorm and hope to hit a couple things, but I think Tone will just forcible the Brainstorm.
Yes, he has 2 Force of Wills. Yeah, this
Yeah.
is
I
not looking great.
yeah, I see. I Bleak, I would say, is the nicest outlook.
I mean, he's dead on board against 2 Force of Wills.
And a click.
All right,
And
that's
he drew the tendrils too. Get out of here, Tendrils.
Oh, no.
The Tendrils actually was very lethal.
Very close to lethal, yeah.
No, it was lethal. No, it was one
yeah.
short. And is this a Ponder or Brainstorm? Yeah, and that's getting Force of Will. And that's game. Now that you know his hand,
Okay.
yeah. Wow.
Yeah, that's going again too.
Well played game by Tone there. I really liked how he maneuvered through all the what was going on there. A little definitely lackluster draws on Kevin's part.
Yeah.
It like happens every now and then with Storm where you just don't draw your action spells. Like
Yeah.
you have a small subset of like spells that really matter between Infernal Tutor and like your Passive Flames and the like.
Yeah.
But
I mean, he had them. They just got thought seized away, or just like
you drew one tutor.
yeah.
And that was basically it. I think the one difference is I think you're supposed to keep the Tendrils instead of
Yeah.
the land. I think it gives you more out because drawing the Tendrils means that you have higher percentage of killing your opponent through Force of Will. Just because they're naturally incentivized to like hold up counter magic to the very last second, so you can just surprise them with a Force of Will. Mr. Kessler's had a question about my raffle win. Would you be able to message me or check the message? Yes, I will check your message right now.
Okay.
If I figure out how to do that.
How do we do that?
Give me a second. Yeah, we will. I will check the messages. Once I figure out how to not be stupid. No, it's not that. Yep. Yep.
We did something.
I don't know what we did.
Let's see here.
We are real stupid. How do I check messages? We're a bit novices here as far as using the Twitch commands. Here, give me a second.
Are we using Google here?
No, we're gonna do this. I think there's a
Okay.
messages thing here.
Alright, there you
Messages.
go.
Bam, nailed it. Let's see.
I don't believe so.
Sorry, Kieran. I think the raffle's just for the product. All right. All right. Let's see what we got. So sideboard wise, I know Zinni is.
We are real stupid. I mean, he's speaking for himself. I'm actually pretty smart.
I'm using the royal we, but it's not the first time I've said that, and certainly won't be the last time. So Zinni, I know he always plays a pile of meddling mages in his sideboard, and
He's
man,
probably gonna.
oh, so annoying. It's just so incredibly annoying. They're great. They're excellent in this matchup. First one almost always names Infernal Tutor, and then from there you just start naming the things that kill your meddling mages. The way to beat that is basically the natural tendrils, or stuff like Massacre. Massacre is a very powerful card in that effect. Basically always do something good. The discard, the meddling mages are just particularly good because you could just play them early and they provide, like, just being a body is good enough.
Why is Kevin bending his cards when he mass shuffles?
It's
I
just
guess that's just how he shuffles.
It's just how he shuffles. I shuffle basically the same way. We see that Zinni has a pretty sweet hand. It looks like he has left in some copies of Swords to Plowshares.
Interesting.
I'm a little surprised by that.
But why?
I don't know why. Maybe he's playing around Dark Confidant or Xantid Swarm.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Xantid Swarm is definitely a card I would consider bringing in this matchup, like just because there aren't that many permanents besides Meddling Mage that would be problematic.
Yeah.
I see that Kevin has a Duress here, which is going to be able to snipe that Force of Will.
It's pretty good.
Not a ton of action outside of that. He has it's just basically a bunch of cantrips, a little bit of a slow hand, but he has some mana. He has a Cabal Ritual and he has a Lotus Petal. I think we're going to see a Duress to snipe that.
I think it's just altered. I don't think it's Sharpie done. I don't
It
know.
honestly might be Sharpied. I'm pretty sure it is.
That's true.
You can call it an alter.
Yeah. Vodka Alchemist. The raffle was for sleeves and a polluted Delta, but the raffle is now over.
Yeah.
So I think you missed that.
Yeah,
it's already over, but it was a polluted
it's
Delta.
a Japanese,
Japanese Onslaught polluted Delta.
pretty sweet one.
It was quick.
Yeah.
It was cool.
We'll see what Kevin's got here. We'll see what he decides to do. It's definitely reasonable to just cast Ponder here. Like, set up your draws. He's got the Brainstorm. He just wants to find more ways to interact. Second Duress. Ooh, Passive Flames is a nice one.
Yeah.
Passive Flames is one of the best ways to pressure counter magic in this.
Right. Because you can cast it twice.
Yeah, Crimson Viper. We had.
We thought there was
we
no
thought there was no
raffle.
raffle. Yeah.
But then Jameson gave us some cards and some stuff to raffle off. So
Yeah,
we did
I don't
that.
know. I don't know where he just showed up and said, "No, we have these. I'm raffling these away because we missed the last couple of weeks." And I'm like, "Oh, okay. I'm sorry, Crimson Viper. It was spur of the moment, basically." Let's see.
It was polluted Delta, not polluted strain.
Yes.
But yeah.
All right, so Zinni not trying anything.
Yeah,
relevant this turn?
we were unaware that there was going to be a raffle. Apologies about that.
Yes, we are sorry. We did not expect it. They're MTG Card Market sleeves, brand new, pretty sweet design.
They were
too.
great.
And along with a deck box to go along with it, a matching deck box.
Yeah.
So this is interesting. Kevin's gonna cast Duress here. He has a choice between one of two counter spells and Meddling Mage. Looks like Tone just drew a land this turn,
Yeah, he's probably gonna take the Force of Will here.
and his Batter Skull is just always in his opener. He's gonna take Force because it's the least mana.
Yeah.
But he has to decide now. Tone has to decide between holding up Counterspell and just jamming a Meddling Mage.
I believe that's what Urza's Saga
It is.
dress.
It is indeed.
And yes, Viking Milo, they are produced, manufactured by Legion.
Mm-hmm.
And they say MTG card mark on it with a lotus.
Yeah, they're real sweet, and I think they're like double matted too.
Yeah, they're very matted.
Mm-hmm. All right, so we got Zinni double fetching here. This certainly indicates a Meddling Mage incoming. I'd imagine this is naming Infernal Tutor.
Right.
Let's see if Kevin decides to fetch here. I know he has the Passing Flames, I think, on top of his deck, so I think he's just going to shuffle it away.
Interesting. Why?
I'm not sure. I mean, he could just be wanting to draw Abrupt Decay. I saw that he has sided in
Oh, he
Decays
has
and
Decays.
Swarms.
Okay.
Swarm, not a great draw here, obviously, knowing that Zinni has that Sword Splashers in his hand. Looks like he drew Stoneforge Mystic for the turn. Did you get crushed?
You
Yep.
died again?
What two?
Omniscience.
Nice. Good times.
It's good.
Ooh, all right. End of turn Brainstorm hitting some gas. Oh my goodness.
Pretty good. Well, we don't know what he named off the mage. We're assuming it's going to be Inferno Tutor.
Well, either way, Ad Nauseum's the best card you could draw.
That's true. Ad Nauseum's pretty good.
It is a delight.
I assume he's keeping these.
Well,
See you later.
see, Greg. So he's certainly. I think this might be a small. If he leaves the Duress on top, then this is a small mistake. Okay, so he was responding to the Meddling Mage with Brainstorm. Okay, yeah. So Kevin left those two there. He has Ad Nauseum in his hand. I think he's just going to cast Ad Nauseum this turn, and just let's see what he's going to do.
for it. Oh,
He's going to start with the Duress. To be fair, this means that he can wait a turn.
It's on Infernal Tutor.
That's what I thought.
Right.
Okay. It is on in front of him. All right, so he's just gonna take the counter spell here. None of the other cards actually matter particularly much. And now this means that Zinni has to draw exactly something like Flusterstorm or
Well,
Counterspell.
can Kevin win this turn? Does
He
he have the tutor?
He will.
Or he can't have the tutor. Wait, he has the Ad Nauseum that can.
He's kind of flying by the seat of his pants if he does.
Right.
So he's gonna crack that for black. Cast Dark Ritual. Storm is 3 mana floating. Cabal Ritual. Storm is
He has-
4.
He has
6
6
mana.
floating.
Now he's going down to 1 and casting Ad Nauseum.
Right.
Damn it. Let's see what we got here. So we got to reveal. So down to 15, 14, 12, 10, 6.
Ugh.
Well, if he flips a Petal, This would be lethal, and he hasn't played a land this turn. And that's the game.
And dead.
That should be lethal. Down to 5. Why? I don't understand.
Why is he still going? Well, I mean, he can afford.
1,
I
2,
guess he can
3,
afford
4,
it.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, this is enough. More than enough.
Yeah.
Yep. We're gonna stop here, and we're gonna kill Tone. Anyways, back to the match going on here. Yeah, so Kevin gonna play Lotus Petal, play Cabal Ritual. Oh, he has the one black floating as well.
Yeah.
And he hadn't played his land. So Cabal Ritual, duress you, take your whatever, temples you. And dead.
There we go.
Beautiful.
And we're going to game 3.
Meddling Mage, don't care. Cast Ad Nauseam.
Can't meddle with this.
Alright. Storm making a comeback. This deck's Storm is just so powerful. You just do really great things.
It's a fun deck. I like it.
Storm is love, Storm is life. That is something I can get behind. That's gonna be on my tombstone, man. I can.
Storm is love, Storm is life.
Oh my! I want everyone to know. I'm gonna tell that to my grandkids. It's gonna be amazing.
Bill Silverman, husband, father,
Storm practitioner.
Storm practitioner.
Storm aficionado. This looks like Kevin has shaved. Looks like he shaved the Reign of Filth. I know he's trying out the Reign of Filth there. You can name the win con. It's usually a little more consistent to name Infernal Tutor.
Because they could have a different win con.
That, and it's like it's reasonable for it's easier to kill with Infernal Tutor. So if you get Infernal Tutor, you just do what he does there, where he ad nauseums into enough things where he can just kill or bounce your Meddling Mage.
And I guess does he have Burning Wish? Do you know?
No, he's not playing Burning Wish.
Okay. Never mind then. Forget about my point about Burning Wish.
So he hadn't boarded in Pyroclasm. I think Pyroclasm is actually pretty strong. Well, it's okay. It's good against Meddling Mage.
Right. It kills Meddling Mage, that's for sure.
I mean, that's an annoying card. Looks like he is gonna board out the Swarms, knowing that Zinni kept in the Swords to Plowshares. He's gonna go instead towards another discards on the draw. It makes sense to board in the other therapy on the draw. I think he.
Right.
A lot of times when you're boarding in stuff like Xanad Swarm, you have to board out some discard spells because you only have so many slots for that effect.
Right.
But therapy is pretty important in this matchup, just for sniping Meddling Mages.
That's true.
Relying on duress can be a little awkward at times. So Zinni with
Storm in Modern gets real sad against Eidolon.
correct.
Yeah, it does. That's why a lot of Storm decks in Modern are playing Lightning Bolt now, just because of that card.
Yep, it's real annoying. Just
But
can't
most
win.
people are just not playing Storm anymore, because that deck's not very good. After they banned Seething Song for no reason.
Yep, I agree. There's no reason to ban that card. All right, we got a fetch from Zinni to start things off. Looks like both players kept 7, so we get a nice fair game, fair fun game. I think this is going to be a ponder. I know that Zinni has Flusterstorm in his hand. I think he's just hoping that Kevin has showed that he's played this game pretty conservatively, so he's
Right.
going to imagine that Kevin doesn't have any sort of turn 1 effects. I think he's also just going to dig for more counter magic. Yeah, play the ponder first. Brainstorm, Force of Will. Force of Will.
There's 2 Force of Wills. That's pretty good.
Not the worst. That's a pretty quick keep. Take one of these Force of Wills and move on. Kevin's got a lot to navigate through this game. Got Infernal Tutor.
Tutor. Can we get a Cabal Therapy name Force of Will?
Wouldn't be too bad this turn, but then next turn he's got Flusterstorm and a second Force on top.
Ugh.
The most annoying Force of Will is the one on top of the deck.
Yeah.
Let's see. Defense Grid would be phenomenal here. I believe he's boarded that in, but I don't think it's in his hand right now. Looks like he just has a few lands. He has a lot of mana. I think he's pretty close to just going for it, but it's kind of scary to go for it turn 1 versus a deck it's shown you a lot of disruption,
Right.
and also has kept on its ponder. All right, we got a fetch from Kevin. I'm assuming this will indicate a turn 1 ponder.
black, or just basic.
Still with Basic Island. I think, Zinni hasn't shown you any Wastelands. I think I would be inclined to go for a dual land here.
Yeah, well, in game 1, he had, at least what 6-7 lands at and didn't have
and
wasteland.
no wastelands. Yeah, it's usually Esper Stoneblade doesn't have very many of that kind of effect. Very many land destruction effects.
Yeah.
So I usually go full greed, straight for the Underground Sea. I think he's tempted to just play around something like that because he has 2 basics, but I don't think it's worth it.
Yeah.
In any case, it's not going to hurt him too much this game. It's really if he gets choked on like green or red mana, then it could be frustrating, but that's about it. Let's see, he does keep off. No, he's shuffling.
Okay.
I think there was just a bunch of mana there. Nothing too powerful. I think he's going to want something like a duress to clear the way.
Right.
Duress or at least probe to see what's going on.
He does want some disruption though. What decks does Bitter Blossom work with?
Probably things where the card type fairy matters.
Yeah. It's also okay against or in the Black-White Tokens deck.
Yeah.
That said, the Black-White Tokens deck is not very good overall.
Agreed. It's very, very, very good if you play against Abzan every round. All right, we got a duress. So this duress is gonna let Kevin know that he's in a world of pain. I wonder if Zinni, I think, might be tempted to counter this duress with a Flusterstorm because he has a Snapcaster Mage in his hand, so he could snap Flusterstorm if he finds another blue land. But I think he knows that the top card of his deck is just another copy of Force of Will, so he's definitely not drawing a blue land next turn.
Yes, Bitter Blossom is 45 still because of price memory.
Exactly, yeah. Inflation because of unbanning, and then
and people just aren't lowering it because
Yep.
nobody else is.
all right. So we see Kevin play a land and play Dark Ritual. Let's see if Zinni respects this and decides to Flusterstorm. This is a very tempting card to Flusterstorm. Looks like he's got a Force of Will. Interesting. Yeah, he is going to Force of Will. Pitching Snapcaster Mage.
Interesting.
Going on 18s. Let's see if Kevin decides to act on this. It's pretty free. Like, this is a lot of options for Kevin. So he could, he doesn't have a pedal. I thought that was a pedal. Never mind.
He has
so
an LED, but it's not going to get there.
No, his only option here is really if he wants to brainstorm or not. And I think I'm inclined to wait.
Right.
I don't see a real reason to do it this turn.
Yeah, I think he should wait till next turn for it. It's not going to get anything for him here.
Mhm.
He's already played his land.
Let's see. I mean, he could brainstorm into. I mean, brainstorms. There are a lot of crazy 3-card combinations you could hit with this deck that just kill your opponent.
But that's not very likely.
So Zinni just going to end a turn brainstorm, finding that other Force of Will he left on top, and another Snapcaster Mage. So he has currently his disruption is a counterspell which he can't cast because his third land is a Karakas, Flusterstorms, and a Force of Will. So he's pretty well protected for the time being.
Right.
All right, so is he going to draw for turn? That Karakas, I imagine. Oh, he has the Stoneforge on top of his deck, so he doesn't really have a play this turn. Just another pass. Kevin trying to decide if he wants to end step this brainstorm or just wait until he untaps. I think waiting is completely fine. He's not pressuring you. So, duress is another excellent
duress.
draw. I think at this point you're free to just lead on a duress.
Yeah.
See what's up.
It's important to note that Anthony does not have the second blue source to cast counterspell, so he effectively only has one counter.
He can't cast counterspell.
Oh, he has the Flusterstorm though.
Yes, he can cast Flusterstorm and Force of Will.
That's true.
Defense Grid is a sweet draw from Kevin. I think this is and Ad Nauseam. So Kevin has quite a few tools at his disposal right now. I think it's very tempting to duress this turn to try and clear the way for Defense Grid.
Well, he doesn't have the mana for it because.
I think you want to. I think it's tempting to duress just to see what's going on.
Well, yeah, he has multiple duresses in his hand.
Yeah.
So I definitely think he's going to duress here.
Force of Will on Darker Ritual indicates to me would indicate to me that my opponent has many counterspells.
Yeah.
If they let the Dark Ritual resolve, that implies that
they're waiting to counter the important ones.
Exactly. But if they're able to spend it just to slow you down on the Dark Ritual, then I think it usually indicates they have multiple counters. Although it's very reasonable to just counter the first one because a common play is Dark Ritual, and then the next spell they cast is Duress. Off the floating mana. So we'll see how Zinni decides to respond to this Duress. I wouldn't be surprised if we see him Force of Will this, or even Flusterstorm it. Flusterstorm for 3 copies, it would be.
Yeah. So
Kevin would have to pay 3 whole mana, which I don't believe he would. Yep. See a Flusterstorm on the duress. I think if you're Kevin, you just say resolves.
Yeah. I mean, he
He's another duress. He has a defense grid.
He could even duress again this turn.
I think he would shuffle away his ad nauseum. Then.
Oh yeah, no, he doesn't want to do that.
I don't believe he does.
Yeah.
I think this is a sort of game where I would be tempted to just try go for an end-step ad nauseum against them. It's a uncommon play, but it is a sweet one. We'll see what Zinni decides to do this turn and how Kevin decides to react. But yeah, it's definitely tempting. He has a kill if Zinni has nothing, but he's just gonna pass. I think, given the wealth of action at Kevin's fingertips, you might as well just wait.
Right.
All right.
There
so
is a Stoneforge Mystic.
this is assuredly getting. We'll see if he has the Jitte still in his deck.
No, he's just getting the Battle Skull. The
he brings.
Jitte is not that good.
I think he. Oh, sorry, he didn't have it this game. It was last game where he had Battle Skull. The first and the second game, he had Battle Skull in his opener. Very common. Not as annoying as something like Progenitus in your opener when you're playing Natural Order. Something I'm very intimately familiar with, I would say. But
Jeez.
so it goes. All right, and then a pass. So this is probably the least protection Zinni has right now.
Right. I assume Kevin's gonna lead off on a duress here.
Yeah, almost assuredly. And that's going to snipe that Forcible. Zinni might just force this. I think he's kind of priced into just for protecting information.
Yeah, he probably has to force this.
But
he's ready to...
He's going to let it resolve.
Oh, he's just dead.
I think he's just hoping that Kevin doesn't have it. Unfortunately, he does. So we'll see that. Kevin can decide whether he wants to cast Ad Nauseam or...
Tutor.
I'm pretty sure he has the kill with just Tutor. If he just goes for Past in Flames. He doesn't... Yeah, he has the LED, so he has red mana. Yeah, so this is going to be the normal Past in Flames chain here. Dark Writ into Cabal Writ into LED, Infernal Tutor, Crack, Past in Flames, Flashback my graveyard, Yawgmoth's Will. That's pretty good.
Pretty good.
Alright, so Dark Writ, Storm is 2, 3 floating. Cabal Ritual, Storm is 3, 6 floating. He's just going to slam an Ad Nauseam. Down to 1 floating, Storm is 4.
Alright. Land.
Lands. 17. 16.
Still 16.
15. 14. 12. He's trying to decide if he wants to stop here. I think I'm just double checking life totals. Should be at 12. Actually, I think he should be at 11, 10, 9. I think he's actually at 8. 6.
Still 6. What's he looking for here?
I'm not sure. It's possible that he didn't think he had the kill with the LED, but he's just going to stop here. But this is assuredly enough to kill Zinni this turn.
For sure.
Gets to go Petal, Ritual, LED, Infernal Tutor, Crack LED, and that's almost certainly enough. So let's see. Storm is currently 4. Duress, the Rituals, and Ad Nauseam. Storm is 5. Storm is 6. He has 1 black floating still, too.
And
Storm is 7, 5 floating. You can probe here for free if you want. See if he decides to probe first. I mean, no matter which way you slice it, this is basically just the game here.
This is probably it.
He has 5 floating, go down to 3 up to 6. So 4 floating. Storm is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, he can just go get another Infernal. He can just go get Tendrils here because Zinni's at 18.
Right. I don't know, he's probing.
Oh, no, I think he's... Oh, yeah, he's just going to probe. Okay. Down to 4. Hey, Dark Writ. Sure, throw it out there. Dark Writ. Infernal Tutor. Crack it. Tendrils you.
And that's it.
That's all, folks. Look at that go. And you're dead.
Alright.
Island on top. Ooh, finally that second blue. Showing up a little bit too late.
Got it.
If this Caracas was an island, he would be able to snap... Having Snap Flusterstorm would be a much more robust line.
Yeah.
But as it stands, that's going to be it. Storm taking it down. Our only 4-0 deck here.
All right. Nice.
But congrats to Kevin.
Yeah.
Playing well. Storm's a powerful deck, man.
Storm's cool. I like it.
We saw a lot of sweet matches today.
Yeah, we did. It sucks we didn't see the one Glacier was talking about.
Oh,
The
yeah.
Omnitel mirror. I think?
No, it was Omni versus Storm.
Oh, Omni versus
Yeah, they
Storm.
said their
Oh,
they said their game 3 was ridiculous.
Yeah, it's too bad we didn't see that one, but
No.
yeah, there were definitely some good games we saw today.
Certainly. Yeah. Storm can do some very, very powerful things through a lot of disruption, which is why I've always really enjoyed playing the deck. It's powerful and it's fast. That's all you need. In any case, I want to. I think we're gonna wrap up the stream for now.
Yeah.
Looks like we're basically good.
I think we're done.
Yeah. So a couple shout outs at least. So shout out. First shout out to South Florida Magic for always repping Wooburg. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you guys.
So they're awesome. Another Legacy stream. I believe they do Sundays. You guys should tune into them. But they shout out to us, so I want to say hello to them as well. More shout outs. MTG Card Market, our
Thank
gracious
you for
hosts.
hosting and sponsoring us.
Yeah, always.
This is great.
We stream here from Wednesdays at 7:30. We stream Modern, and Thursdays we stream Legacy at 7:30. They donate all these sweet giveaways to us. We gave away earlier this sweet Polluted Delta, Japanese Polluted Delta from Onslaught, and then we gave away
Give them a deck box
and some sleeves, brand new sleeves from MTG Card Market that we're sending out. They're the hosts that let us keep doing this, and it's because of them that we get these sweet things for you guys, but it's also because of you guys. So shout out to you guys for tuning in. Stream wouldn't
thanks,
exist
guys.
without viewers. Thank you again. So yeah, is that right? So Card Market, Florida viewers. Shout out to Legacy, being
out to
great.
Legacy players for
Legacy great.
allowing us to commentate on them.
Absolutely. And I think it's going to be it for this week. Thank you guys for tuning in. Be sure to tune in next Wednesday where we'll be doing Modern.
We'll be here for Modern.
Yeah, probably. I'll probably be playing. Harrison might be playing if he has.
I'll probably
if he has time.
be playing. Yeah,
It'll be fun.
it will be fun. I'll play Terminator.
You'll play Terminator. Is this Terminator what you call Affinity?
Yeah, man.
Okay. Oh god.
Terminator's the best.
I really enjoy beating that deck. It's a true joy.
Too bad.
Yeah.
You always lose.
Yeah. Thank you, goblins. Thank God we had that one
Yeah.
small
Thank
goblins.
God. Thank God we had that guy.
Shout out to Turn One Lackey, both in the stream and also on the screen.
on the screen.
On
Yeah,
camera.
exactly.
Good stuff. All right.
That's it for us.
Yeah.
Tune in on Wednesday.
I am Phil,
I'm Harrison Fang.
and thanks again.
Yeah.
Good night, guys.
Good night.